We are live with session 17 of the Rising Tensions of this world. You guys, I'm just going to do a quick recap. You can fill in the blanks if you feel it necessary. But we are in the Dwarven Kingdom. You guys have made some pledges, some promises, and I think we're going to be stuck here for a bit of in-game time, or out-of-game time that we're going to time skip because of what you said, and I'm assuming you're not running out on them. So
I'm staying here for 2 months.
It's longer than that, but we can get to that.
You told me 2.
You know, things change.
Well, now it's the year, I guess.
Not that long. Oh, thank you. But yeah, you guys are resting up that night after speaking to the Dwarven Queen and her subjects and making your promises. I need to know what the party's plans are. What do you guys... Obviously, I know Gorg's 9 to 5 for the next bit is going to be learning Dwarven crafting.
And the Dwarven language.
Yeah.
Well, I was told the only reason they let me stay is I have to help them secure magic shit. So
yeah, you'll be
I'm guessing
that.
I'm going to be doing that for a while, and I feel like I'm just going to... For the first little bit while I'm doing that, I'm just going to be, like, gauging as much of this kingdom as we can, right? Trying to determine, like, where or who this person is that we're supposed to get an item from. Kind of, like, trying to do some subtle recon as I'm just helping them do their magic stuff. I'm assuming they're going to take me around their city, so I'm hoping I'll be able to just, like, I don't know, pay attention to some shit and maybe be able to relay information to Gerald if he then wants to try to see if he can find a non-stealing way to acquire an item from this person.
And murder.
We're not murdering him.
I know, but it's both not stealing and non-killing.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, yeah.
It's the two things we cannot do. We cannot steal, we cannot kill.
I mean, that's if we want to, like, play by their rules, true. But, you know, we still could steal and kill. We just, you know.
Don't force my
hand. But yeah, so the general... Okay, that's your general thing. What about Gerald?
My general thing is I'm on a party, right? I'm gonna see how these dwarves throw down.
Okay.
I'm gonna check out all the nightlife that these halls have to offer, and you know, maybe even I'll find some trace of this vampire hunting organization that we're supposed to.
Oh yeah, you wanted to go drinking with them and like tell them stories about how you got a vampire to drink holy water.
Yeah, that was that's a good time, right? I feel like we can bond over some things. But
maybe pose as wanting to be an initiate. Get them to give you something personal, and you know.
Yeah. Okay. There's definitely gonna be ways I feel like that I can socially finesse these people out of something, because I feel like vampire hunters are probably gonna be trained in very specific ways, and they may not exactly have the social finesse to deal with a rogue, but yeah.
Yeah,
they're probably like on edge for charms and stuff like that, and it's like they don't look you straight in the eye. And you gotta know how to exploit that.
And let's be honest, you're not that charming.
Charming enough, okay. Charming enough.
But yeah, we don't have to go through the mundanes of every day-to-day things, but we can kind of hop in on the important moments. So, unless there's anything really specific, Gorg, you want me to let me know that you're doing, your 9 to 5 is learning Dwarven and learning their ways of crafting. There's nothing special really going on here. They're just showing you the way they smelt the ores, the way they imbue the magic into the weapons that they make. It's different than what you're used to doing, yada yada. Over time you're going to learn this craft, and I'll give you some bonuses for spending time doing this for crafting and all that. But
look forward to what you're planning to give me.
But yeah, if there's anything specific you're doing while you're doing that, you can let me know. Otherwise, that's your 9 to 5.
I'm a glorified NPC for the next while, yeah.
Well, that's why I said it's your 9 to 5, but in the evening, the party can resume and do whatever you want. Talk about your plans for accomplishing your mission or what you found out, etc., etc.
Yeah, but it's basically gonna be on Gerald and Tay
Well,
to
for
basically.
to make you not sit here and do nothing this session, mechanically, your adventuring day starts in the evening, and you can do things, and you're not going to be like exhausted from your day's work. Is what I'm saying.
I
So
know.
you can participate. You don't have to like be like, I'm tired, guys. I'm staying home.
It
If
will
you
still
guys- I'm
mostly
just- that's what I'm
be
saying.
on those two, probably because like I will be
Sure.
very much on the lookout. I'm an ogre here, so I'm fairly sure I have like spies keeping like watch on me in the dark.
Sure. But
So-
yeah, let's start with Gerald. You quickly get accustomed to the nightlife here. Because
Hell yeah.
you're in a mountain, time of day is kind of ambiguous after a while. You don't really know,
Love
like,
that.
so it's kind of up to you. It's kind of like when you get tired, you go to bed, kind of thing. Because the dwarves here work in shifts, so they have like just like shift one does things, they go work, and then they go to the bars after. So at any point, you can go to the bars, and there'll be people there doing their thing. So it's up to you how you want to do your thing.
Well, I probably try rotating a bit and then eventually end up at like a favorite shift. Cuz there's got to be some shift of dwarves that is more interesting than the others, just out of pure statistics. Right? There could be, let's say, the dwarves that are in charge of, I don't know, the afternoon smelting are just, they're younger, they're more fun to be around, or something like that, right? Something's gonna probably crystallize out, and maybe I at some point catch wind of any of those vampire hunters that
So what's
may
Gerald's
also alter my course of action.
definition of interesting? Is it the young dwarves, more lively, more energetic? Is it the ones that are telling the more grisly war stories? Is it the one like what is catching your eye about the most interesting like dwarves that you meet? And you don't speak Dwarven, right?
Yeah, Gerald doesn't speak Dwarven, no.
Gotcha. Okay. So a lot of them do
but
speak
no.
Common, but yeah, you will run into some resistance when they realize you don't speak Dwarven.
Maybe that is something that he picks up bits and pieces of, because he does speak Halfling and Elven already. So
Yeah, so in-game mechanically, as Gorg is doing, it takes a month to learn a language. So you can be trying to learn it if you want, since you're planning to be here for that long.
yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Okay. That's good. If they can see you're trying to learn the language instead of being like an ignorant human who just keeps speaking Common at them, you can kind of like throw in some Dwarven words you're learning, like getting a drink. You probably learn quickly how to say like give me an ale and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know that one. That one means beer.
Yeah. So yeah, you will quickly find that shift 3 is the most interesting to Gerald. These are the ones that are at least for your mission. I'll give you the ones, and you can decide. So shift 3 is the ones where the people that are coming for break, they're talking about like these are the ones that are some of the guards that are posted outside. They're talking about fighting off some giants. There's ones that are talking about their famous vampire hunting training regiment. A lot of them are talking about this famous dwarf that is going around. Like you'll hear this word this name, Hildeskarn, this dwarf that's legendary amongst the dwarves. That is now here. He used to roam the lands, but now he's taken residence here, at least for now, and training new vampire hunters. You're clear this is your target. But yeah, so you quickly hear about this in Shift 3. Shift 2 is also pretty interesting. These are the younger dwarves. These are the ones that party more heartily. There will be many drinking games, competitions of drinking, arm wrestling, all these sort of things go on during Shift 2. Shift 1 is boring. They're more of the older dwarves. They just have like kind of like a lot of mundane jobs, and they're still in the taverns after their break is done, but they're not like doing drinking games. They're not partying. They're kind of just talking amongst themselves and stuff like that. You'll find them
Okay,
very.
I have to.
What?
I have to ask a couple just mildly out of character questions. Hildeskarn was the original character that was like the mentor towards like Jaeger's first character, right?
Yes.
That dwarf.
Mhm.
And he literally fought with us a few times.
Okay.
And now he's training new vampire hunters.
Yeah, he's always been a vampire hunter.
He was? I do not remember him being a vampire hunter. Was he just an idiot?
No.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Gonna
Just
get
didn't
hunted?
realize Natalia. He just.
Natalia's not a vampire. She was a Dampier, which is different.
True, I know, and I remember that was a whole thing that they had a hard time like discerning that I was one of the species because I was a Dampier and it was
And
different.
you're literally standing
was-
in the sunlight with no magic, so it's not
yeah,
obvious you're a vampire.
yeah. I know. I guess it was not clear for a long time that he was actually a vampire hunter, but I guess he didn't like I think if he had given any of that away, I think he only gave it away in like private, and I didn't ever like see him kill vampires. So,
Yeah.
but I guess Natalia has seen him kill vampires now.
But yeah, those
that
are the
double
main
star.
3 shifts that circulate in the Dwarven Kingdom. So there's the guard shift, the more energetic young dwarves, and then the mundane, boring dwarves.
Well, I mean, gotta fight a little bit between business and pleasure here, but I think for learning the language, I will first try and go for more the second shift,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe later transition over to the more grisly dwarves. You know,
Yeah,
weasel
so
my way in.
yeah, we can kind of do this in month blocks. So the first month, you're alternating between there. Are there any major drinking games or competitions you're participating in while you're in the second shift area?
I think so. Yeah, I like. It,
Are
it
you
sounds like
challenging
fun. It's
dwarves to
customers.
drinking?
Or arm wrestling.
You know what? I'm not necessarily challenging them, but if they're like hosting a bigger one, I'll take part. Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Probably won't win,
tournaments
but-
of drinking games. You do have to buy in,
Yeah.
so just deduct a
fine.
few gold pieces off your sheet, and the prize
Uh,
pools if you're in the top 3. So yeah,
Done.
you can just give me some con checks to see how well you do.
Are there any time that I would be able to participate in the first shift with the Elder Dwarfs?
Yeah,
God would probably try and talk.
I
with them.
die.
So it might be like the most racist of the bunch against him, but would like to learn more about the life of a dwarf from the elders.
yeah, you can definitely do that. Give me just 4 more con checks. This will just represent
All right.
your weekly attempts and stuff like that. Oh my god, what the hell? You are not. Oh my god! Can you roll higher than a 5?
Pass out.
I'm dead, guys.
Whoa!
I die from liver
I've never
failure.
seen such a consecutive low rolls before. You've rolled not higher than a 5 that many times.
I think I
That's
rolled
all.
a D5,
That's no fives
guys.
here.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
rolled
I rolled-
yeah, these
I
are
rolled a
D20s.
D5,
What the
guys.
hell is going on? That's so weird. But yeah, you have a terrible month. Just deduct like 40 gold you've lost.
Roger.
This is like a month of doing this, and yeah, you don't get past the first round. You kind of become a joke to them, not like mean spirited, but like
Yeah.
you're just kind of showing up again, and they just kind of laugh, and they know you're.
He's gonna get fucking
Yeah,
wasted again.
exactly. It's fun spirited. They're not like bullying you, but they're kind of just like, are you sure, lad? You're gonna lose your gold again, and you actually earn a lot of favor with them because you show that you're a good spirit and that you're basically just coming for the fun of it, even though you know you can't win, which is turns out really well for you.
Should I just add Dwarven to my languages now, John, since a month has passed?
Yes, you both can add Dwarven to your languages known.
I
Is
will
there-
also-
I'm gonna be more specific than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write down Tavern Dwarven.
Sure. Is there any specific information during this month that you're trying to glean as you've gained favor with a lot of these dwarves over time, and like near the end of the month you can start like asking questions about things if you want, or you can kind of hold that back for now if you want.
Also, Phoenix, you
Yes.
should note down that you learn Dwarven via basically using your int modifier. Because you can only learn languages the hard way up to your int modifier.
Cool.
Do you have an in modifier yet? I guess I should have checked.
I have
Yes.
one, yes. And I know Felix
Oh,
has.
yeah,
I am
yeah.
a smart cookie.
There you go. Yeah, you can. But yeah, sorry. Was there any information you wanted to try to gather during this time?
I think I don't do any active asking around information gathering. The only information I gather would be like passively.
Yeah, so passively, you have
So-
not met Hildeskarn. He's not been
That's
in
fair.
here, but you've heard tales of him throughout the course of these different shifts. Many people talk about him. He's like a local. He's like a what's the phrase? Like he's a name at the table. Like everyone knows Hildeskarn.
He's a celebrity.
Yeah, he's one of the most famous dwarves from here. Clearly.
John,
Mm-hmm.
during this month, I would also look into if there's a way for us to send a message to Geffen. The Adventure Guild in Geffen specifically, even.
Not magically, but well, magically. I mean, you can't use sending unless you have access to it, which you might. What spell level is sending for priest? I think it's cleric. It's a 4th level spell, isn't it, or is it 5th?
Sending, Pathfinder.
4th level
It
cleric spell. Do you have access to that?
is- I don't have 4th level yet.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Yeah. So there's no one here who can do sending, but they can send like a normal messenger that can get the message out if you want.
Would we
Okay,
be able
yeah.
to find a scroll of it?
Of sending? Yeah, roll me a D100. Want to buy a scroll
It is
of
a
it?
5th level scroll.
Yeah, roll me a D3. Wow. Yeah, there are 3 scrolls of sending available in their magic shop, should you guys so wish to buy them, but I believe they might be pretty pricey.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to,
No, like it's just a mundane message basically letting them know like we will be late on the payment because we are going to be spending quite a lot of time currently in here.
Okay.
Because we have like a house that we're paying on, but we won't be able to be
Yeah,
paying
but we
it.
also have like party funds stashed in like the guild that I'm pretty sure we set up.
I'm
in
sure
already.
we would have like made some sort of contingency. They realize we're adventurers. We might not always be around. We probably would have left just like a chunk of money that like if we're ever like not back in town, just like take our monthly payments from this chunk of money. I don't
Yeah.
think it needs to be that big of a stress.
Oh, okay, I just
Unless
thought
John
when I
wants it
talked-
to be that big of a stress.
It's just because I feel like I talked with John about that and he said that wasn't really a thing. But I could be wrong.
I mean, I don't want it to be a cumbersome thing. So, yeah, how much money do you have on your party sheet?
Well, in the party funds, let's see. Oh, PC. Sunday party, we have currently 130 platinum and 1,000 gold in the party fund.
So it's like 2.3k.
Yeah, so let's just say you left the platinum at home and they are told to withdraw that for any funds or whatever they need. It's not. You guys have made names for yourselves as pretty good adventurers that are doing good for the city. They're not gonna fucking for like a month of payment. They're not gonna like repossess your shit or whatever.
No, but it's like currently it seems like we might be here for like 3, 4, 5 months, like quite a while.
Yeah, we'll deal with that when you get back. But let's just assume you've left the platinum back home. So
Okay.
should they actually need the money, they can take it or whatever. But they probably won't until you get back. You can settle
Okay,
it.
so we probably won't lose our hope. That's
No,
just all
you
I, it's like.
But
we
yeah,
gotta
it's
hope.
good.
Well, that's
It
been
is good to
foreclosure.
send a message to like let them know like, oh, we're not gonna be back for a few months maybe, so that they know that like you're not just
Yeah.
like dead or something.
Yeah.
So that's good.
We can
Yeah,
give
so
it
But
a
I
little
mean,
time
a
if we
mundane message is gonna do it.
Yeah, true.
Gorg will send a message to basically the guy that they are basically paying the house for. And just letting them know that we won't be in Geffen for like. How long will Gorg think that like he's probably gonna be here doing the shit?
You get the idea that you'll be here for at least 3 months.
Okay, for 3 to 6 months is what
Yeah.
he was saying. Oh, he will also send a different letter to the Adventures Guild.
Okay.
In said letter, it will basically be that what the Queen asked for, which is that there is new rule in Stormkeep, which has changed its name now to. Or was it? Did you change that on the world map, John?
Nope. The mountain would like to, or she told you she would like you to refer to the mountain as Thunder Mountain, and the city
Thunder
is now New Thunderstone.
Yeah. That will basically mean that it is no longer Ice Crown Mountain. It is now New Thunder Mountain.
Just Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain. And this is now, what was it?
New Thunderstone.
New Thunderstone is the name here now.
Yeah, you're gonna get correspondence back like, we're not gonna change our maps because you said so, what the fuck?
Like, we don't give a shit, cool.
Yeah. Basically, by order of Her Majesty letting them know that.
Yeah, and let's just quickly touch base with Tay. This month, it's kind of like a part-time gig, so you have a lot of free time as well. But so you can let me know what you want to do with that. But there's essentially like small areas here and there where they'll want you to put in, like they'll give you scrolls of permanency to cast with the magic, but they'll want you to like basically fix some areas that are the magic is decayed, just like defenses. They'll want you to put you don't need permanency for this, but they're like arcane locks on some doors, certain things like that, just like random stuff.
Okay.
Do you have arcane lock?
I
you
don't think I do.
I had tested this again. It was New Thunder Mountain. They wanted it to be called the capital,
Arcane
right?
Lock is only a 2nd level spell, though, so are they gonna just let me learn it so they don't have to give me like 1,000,000 scrolls, or are they gonna just funnel me with 1,000,000 scrolls?
1 second. The mountain is called Thunder Mountain. The city is called New Thunderstone.
New Thunderstone. It was, that's
Yeah.
what it was. It's because I'm making a note, that's why. Hey. I will shut up now.
No, it's fine. Yeah, they'll let you. I mean, they don't want you to just give you free spells.
I mean, so they're just gonna spend a shit ton of money to
No,
you
I'm
know.
thinking what they want to do about that, like, since you don't have it.
Yeah.
That's fine. They'll say you don't need arcane lock stuff.
Damn. Fucking cheap ass dwarves.
What spells do you have, by the way? Well, I guess I can just look. I don't even know how useful you don't have a lot of RP spells, do you?
I mean, I do. Just not a lot of potentially, like, fortress protecting RP spells.
Yeah, I'm just taking a quick look to see if there's something.
They're usually not the first one you think about to get.
Ooh, yeah, they will want you to create some areas with permanent fog clouds. And they will want your assistance in creating traps with Phantasmal Killer.
Jesus.
Are you okay with all that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna make mental notes of where it all is.
Yeah, so there's the mountains are deep and whatever, but yeah, they'll bring you to like some area where they're like crafting these traps, and you don't know where they're gonna place the trap, but they're basically getting you to like enchant this certain object that when it's like destroyed or broken, it triggers off the Phantasmal Killer or whatever. So so you're just like working with their crafters to create these things.
Okay.
But yeah, what are you doing with your downtime? Because this is over the course of a month, so it might be like a few hours that day, then a few hours that day, so you have a lot of time. So I don't know what you're doing.
I feel like I would just explore. I'd probably try to figure out like what kind of magical people they even do have here, like.
Yeah,
because it seems like they're not a very like magical city, so I'm just kind of curious to like what extent do they even have magical, and like why aren't there more like wizard inclined dwarves? Like I get that they're usually more of like a sturdy melee-ish kind of person or cleric, but I'm just like curious, like do you guys not get like many people who like end up showing proficiency in like wizard magic? Like why aren't there more people? Like, and I'm gonna start like then probing like once they like are, hopefully if at some point they're not like I don't know, still like super wary of me after I've helped them like craft a bunch of things. Just be like, you know, like, how have you gotten some like this magic before, and just like trying to figure out like why they don't have more for themselves of like people who could do things for them.
Yeah, you'll find out that just culturally, being a wizard is not a thing that many dwarves pursue. You'll find that the strongest like wizard-based dwarf here, a lot of them mechanically will be multi-class, but you'll know that like the highest wizard spellcasting circle that they can do is like fourth circle. So a lot of the scrolls and stuff and magic is done through trade and stuff like that. Obviously, mechanically, you know, dwarves don't get like an imp bonus, and they're more cleric favored. So it's like generally that's where there's a few more clerics, obviously, in terms of spellcasting. But there's no like pure wizard dwarf that's like a high dwarf wizard. At least here, there's none here. Yeah. Anything
Do
else?
they ever talk to me or give me any info about like who has done their like magic for them in the past, or like because I'll particularly be like that dragon outside was like pretty fucking realistic, and I might even offer for them if I feel like I can get them to start warming up to me, right? And maybe be like chill with like trading information. Like, I don't know, I'm like trying to subtly get the information about like who did some of their like high level magic stuff without like having them be like, why are you so nosy? So I'll ask them like maybe if they want like to add like complex hallucination to any of that to like bolster any of like their dragon or something, and then see if anyone will like tell me about it, because like that was a pretty freaking realistic looking fucking dragon.
Yeah, they will offer that. They will take you up on that to enhance their illusion there. And when you ask that, the dwarf you're talking to kind of like spits on the floor. He says, some double-crossed necromancer."
I'll just like be like general curious, like double cross, like how did they double cross you guys? Like what happened?
Give me a diplomacy check.
God damn it.
Got this.
Yeah, with my whole whopping +0 to diplomacy. I actually really like. I want to find out if there's a way to like take traits later on in the game that's not a character creation.
Yeah, I think you can take a feat that gives you traits or something. Or I don't know. I haven't done that. I don't remember. Yeah, he kind of grumbles and he says, I don't know the details. I just know we aren't too trusting to your types around here. The queen says you're good enough to help us reinforce our defenses. So I'll do that for you.
I'll try to like be nice with this guy and see if he'll eventually talk to me more about stuff, and just be like, yeah, I get it. Like, I'm used to people, you know, used to people not trusting me and not trusting others. Not so much because of my magical abilities, but more because of, and I'll be like, my appearance. You know, not a lot of people are chill with horns and a tail. They get a little weirded out.
You do speak Dwarven, right? So I guess I'll give you a little
Yes.
bonus for that. He does like that you're speaking his native tongue. Yeah, give me another check for... You can give me another 3 checks for each week. You kind of like rebroach the subject, and I'll see if you get a good check one of these weeks. This month.
13 was probably pretty good for me.
Yeah, you got a few more checks. Yeah, just roll a few more. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, 15.
Yeah, just one more and see how you... Okay. Yeah, so on the 3rd week, he kind of softens up and opens up. And what was your exact question? Like, what did he do to betray you or something?
Yeah, just curious, like why do you guys hate, like, it would be like this interest, like, oh, like, why do you guys seem to hate wizards so much? And maybe he's like, oh, like, this person betrayed me, and I'd just be like, oh damn, like, why would anyone need to betray you guys? Like, I don't see like why that would happen, or just trying to be like very like, oh, what did he do? But just being like, oh, that's weird, like, why would anyone betray you guys?
Well, he was selling his services to do what you're doing now. He stole one of our precious gems.
Is there like something like, if he's high enough power level to have made this dragon, why does he need one of your gems? Couldn't you just find gems everywhere?
Excuse me, young lady. We have the finest gems in all the country. I'm sure he needs it for one of his fancy schmancy spells. I'm told they're used for quite expensive components for these magics.
What type of gem?
It was one of the finest cuts of diamonds you've ever seen.
Oh, diamond. Yeah, that's like, diamonds are mostly like resurrection spells, aren't they?
Are you asking him or out of character you're asking me?
Out of character. I'm just like, she's trying to think through like what a diamond is mostly a component.
Well, give me a knowledge arcana and I'm sure you can nail it, and I'll give you a few off the top of that I know of. Oh yeah, Wish uses like a 20k diamond, I think. Resurrection spells use 10k plus diamonds. There's a very expensive trap spell that you're familiar. Well, I don't know if you identified which one it was, but you needed expensive sapphires to do that you have in your possession. But yeah, there's a lot of powerful spells that need powerful gems to do.
Yeah.
And he's a necromancer, so resurrecting could be one.
Yeah. All right.
Spell research. You could be using it for that.
True. I guess. So I guess my character knows that we're trying to get in or figure out or get close to someone who's a vampire hunter.
Yeah, you guys, like I said, you guys are hanging out in the evening, so Gerald could share his information that he's learned with you.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
all
just
commuting
thinking,
at night. Too.
like, if I don't have a ton of stuff to do, I would be like, I would just be probing and like offering up suggestions of like, is there anything else I can do to be beneficial to you guys? Like, is there anyone who might benefit from learning a little magic, or anyone who wants to like, I don't know, I want to phrase it in a way where it doesn't sound shady, and my brain is like really not functioning today. But basically, I'm trying to suggest in a non-shady way, like, is there anyone who might want to practice like resisting magic or like something along those lines? Thinking like in my head, maybe if he's training vampire hunters, maybe he likes to train them to like practice being able to resist like, gaze and stuff. Like obviously trying to like help them get like better will saves and stuff, essentially. So like, I don't know, I'm like, that's where my brain is going. I just don't know the best way to word it right now.
Yeah, you can give me a D100. Yeah, you in combination with the knowledge you've gained from Gerald and Gerald's reports to you and Gorg, you just a synthesis of all your information. All of you can kind of hear about, since you're talking about specifically wizard stuff, there is a dwarven tomb that you guys hear about that many dwarves have given up on going into. It's protected by strong magic. This dwarf hid away a very powerful weapon that could be useful for them these days against other wizards and magical people. But this is a long time ago, like 200 years ago. He valued himself the most clever and smart dwarf, and he only wanted someone who could surpass his intellect and wisdom to lay claim to his item. So they jokingly tell you that if you think you're smarter than old Silvervine, then perhaps you can help us get that weapon back. But
no, we gotta do it.
What happens here, though? Because he said he only wanted a smarter person than him to lay claim to it. So if I go in there and find it, then technically I've laid claim to him.
Yeah, if you're thinking about it, technically I don't know. Do you ask them about this or?
Because technically, then if I kept the item, that's not stealing. I laid claim to it. I know they're gonna want it from me.
Sure,
but
they've told you they want you to help them get it, and they explained it as if I explained it. Do you want to ask them about that, or you can make your own conclusions?
I mean, I think my character will ask them because she's genuinely not like, I'm not going in here. I'm like, yo, like I don't mind helping you guys get this item. I don't want it used against me if it does like help against casters, but I'll be like, the way you worded this makes it sound like the person who retrieves it lays claim to it. Then wouldn't it like be me laying claim to it? Then is that weird if I then hand it off to you guys? Because is that going against the dwarves' wishes?
They stroke their beards a bit and look to one another, and they kind of nod, and they say, technically, yes, if you want, you could, you're entitled to keep it, but we're asking you to help us get it back to us. I'm sure 200 years in the grave, he won't mind it being returned to his dwarven brethren.
Can we make a little pact here that if I do retrieve it and get it back to you, that you guys just, if it does do things against people like my type, you just promise not to use it against me?
Oh, well, yeah, we can promise that.
Okay.
As long as you don't immediately attack us or something, then of course.
Yeah, obviously as long as I don't provoke attack. If I provoke attack, you can use it against me. I just don't want to hand over a weapon that's powerful against me, and then all of a sudden be like, well, now it's being used against me.
John,
yeah.
I spent the month with the old dwarves. What can I know about old Silver?
Yeah, if you guys are talking about this, what do you want to know? Do you just passively learn information? Do you actively ask about things?
Well, I would suggest, like, because Gonk would be very interested, like, learning about, like, the lifestyle and the history of the dwarves, which is why, like, he wants to spend time with the elders.
Yeah, so...
When it comes with dwarven communities, like, you respect your elders very much there, because, you know, they've been around more, they know more than the youngins, so.
Yeah, I won't say you won't. You can start getting information in the second month once you've learned Dwarven. There'll be more storytelling once you learn how to speak the tongue, which we can get to now. So a month passes, all of you can obviously add Dwarven if you don't have it. And yeah, month 2 is when you learn that the exact weapon that is rumored to be in this tomb is a +5 nullifying warhammer made of pure silver, after his name, Silvervine. So you quickly learn that a lot of these dwarves are part of the vampire hunters wanting the silver weapon as well, and it's powerful against spellcasters, so it's like double use.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't really get much of, like, I don't know what you want to know about him. He was known to be a powerful cleric of, you can get the god he worshipped as I consult my notes.
Do you think there's a way we can implement into this trade? We also want a personal item of Hildeskarn, but figure out a way to make it not sound so like we want a personal item of yours to trade over this weapon.
I'm a big fan. Can I would very much, if possible, if I got a souvenir from yours, you know, to brag to my friends back in Gavin, but it's like, I met the legendary Dwarven Vampire Slayer, you bigots. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, so you realize that he was a cleric of Pelosis, the god of law and order, light and protection, and his favorite weapon is indeed a warhammer. So this is like basically the weapon of Pelosis, buried in this tomb here.
I was fun about, like, do they know what might be in this tomb? Like, is it just some magical effect space you can get? Is there some monster, like, terrifying creature down there protecting it?
Yes, you can also in this second month get some details about this tomb. There is indeed rumored.
Personally, right now, I don't feel neither smarter nor wiser than this ancient dwarf. So,
yeah, you know that there are ancient magics protecting it. So, in terms of, there are basically probably going to be some magical traps or magical protections that you'll need to get by. There'll be mundane traps. There will be, he let you know because he wanted to test your wits, there will be some puzzle solving probably. And they let you know that it is rumored that if you want, that there is like a shortcut through things, but if you do that, you risk angering Forno, as they are told that he employed some spectral protector of Forno to guard his tomb should someone skip the required trials.
And you don't fuck with the gods.
I think I'm smarter than this dwarf. Okay, like this dwarf don't get any int bonus. I'm sitting here rocking a 26 intellect. I think I'm smarter than this dwarf.
So
Let's go.
specifically,
Let's hit these
specifically
Are you
they-
wiser though?
specifically, the protector of Forno thingy is about people that it's supposed to stop people that are not meant to get the weapon. So, aka not just skipping things, but like you are to encounter this protector should you do things the wrong way, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah, so it's like there's a maze and you climb over the walls and then like the archbanshee comes out and screams you to death.
Or in a
Don't
specific
break
edge case where perhaps the walls are made of like 5-foot stone and Gorg is like, I smash instead of solving the puzzle. Perhaps
Or I find a little peeky hole and dimensional slide through.
Yikes.
I mean, but that is a smart
might be
solution.
legal.
So I feel like if it uses brains to figure it out, it should still be allowed. So
I'll say it's not like I'm determining. Oh, is that cheap? Oh, the Guardian comes after you. It's literally they let you know it's literally a mechanical thing. So like if you do a certain thing, it triggers this Guardian kind of thing. It's not like
well.
the gods are watching this and they're aka me and like, oh, that was cheap. The Guardian comes after you. It's literally if you do a specific thing, something happens.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you get this information during the second and a bit of the third month, as some of the dwarves who helped create the tomb, like their ancestors are here, and they'll tell you like, oh yeah, my great grandpappy used to tell me that when setting up this, that like this and this, like you hear some rumors about some of the traps and stuff.
Gorg will buy them a drink for sure. You know.
Yeah, you'll hear that there's one dwarf specifically because you're talking to the Shift 1 people. They let you know that their great grandfather dwarf, maybe it's not great, probably just one great grandfather dwarf, told them about this. He was very proud of the one of the final puzzles of the tomb and how it's very clever and how he was proud of it.
I'm gonna try and drink with that dwarf and try and get information about the last puzzle.
Yeah, sure. Give me a diplomacy check.
Well,
Basically, I'm also gonna try and get him a bit drunk, John.
What's that?
I'm also gonna try and get him a bit drunk, basically.
Yeah. You'll get circumstance bonuses all apply to your check here.
Okay, this is not gonna go well.
That's not bad.
I actually rolled well.
Yeah, he lets you know after a few drinks, and he kind of starts slurring his words a bit. He lets you know, like, there's so many statues at the end there, and they're all slightly different with these certain items, and perhaps one belongs to one, and then it's kind of obvious if you're smart enough, and then he kind of, like, dozes off after, like, telling you that fact.
Okay, statues, different items. That's basically the important part. Yeah, I would say. Well, I would say we talk about that. Well, is this something we might be interested in? It doesn't seem there's anything.
Hell yeah, I'm interested. I gotta prove I'm smarter than a dwarf.
True.
That's-
Also, this thing sounds hype, right?
True.
Imagine you're this like old ancient dwarf that has poured, I don't know, years into designing this tomb, just to have people not come and do the puzzles. Like,
Well, okay, that's what you meant. Like, nobody came in and decided to try it. Not that people came in and cheated.
oh no.
Because I don't think we should cheat. I don't want to anger the gods, especially not Forno. The man scares me a bit.
I want to prove I'm smarter. I want to do the puzzles. Let's go.
Let's go.
I think I need to get done here first, though.
True, you do that. Don't worry about it.
How's it going
Just the
with the
tomb is
whole
not gonna run away.
enjoying your time, Gerald?
Oh, I am having a blast, let me tell you. The people here are actually quite nice, you know? I've learned, like, to name every single item they serve in that bar. I know every single name in Dwarven there, and I can tell you any way I can order just the weirdest cocktails, just how I like them, you know?
Have you gotten closer to a friend?
Fuck no, but I'll get there, right? It's just...
Fair enough.
I got time.
gonna head early to bed. I got a long day tomorrow. So the elder craftsman has been nagging me the last few days.
Well, if you ever get a day off, come to check out, eh?
When I'm done, I think I'll get a day off.
Well, according to what I heard earlier, it seems like your daily work isn't that exhausting and you can still do things in the evening pretty well, which should be fine.
No.
Just don't worry about it.
All right.
Let's
so you guys
go tomb searching. Let's go.
So you tell these dwarves you want to take on the trials and do this thing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. They kind of take you to this different area where they open up this chest and take out this silver key, and they kind of hold it out carefully to you.
I detect
also-
magic on it first.
It radiates no magic.
Okay, I take the key.
They carefully place in your hand and watch. Ah, you passed the first test. You're not a vampire.
Oh,
Wait,
is this
do we all have
like...
to pass that test? Give me the key.
Yes, yes.
Do
That
I
makes sense.
also need to hold the key, or
Anyone who wants to be led to the tomb must hold the key.
Give me the
sure?
key.
I've
Wait,
never
I gotta
heard of
take
an
off my
ogre
gloves,
vampire
right?
before. Gorks has held out his hand.
Yeah, and as you say, they're like, you might have trouble fitting through the tomb, but good luck.
How much trouble?
Hell, it was designed for dwarves. You know, you're what, 4 dwarves tall? I actually don't know what the
Hey,
math
that
works
is
out to.
crazy.
How much feet tall are you?
I'm 9 feet.
A dwarf is, I think, 4 foot on average. How much did you say? You're 9 foot?
9 foot.
Oh, so you're like 2.5 dwarves. Ah, maybe you couldn't squeeze then. But you're twice the size of what it was meant to hold, accompany.
I wasn't the first I'm having to squeeze. Well, let's go then.
All right, yeah. If you all hold the key, and I'm assuming
Yeah,
none of you-
I hold the key and I go like, ah! I'm just joking.
They like get
Key's fine.
startled for a moment. But they'll examine your hands to make sure you weren't hiding any burn marks. Oh, all right, all right. Let's go.
I like uncork my holy water and take a sip, like.
Like, holy water.
They bring you down a passageway that is worked stone all around, with this large wooden door ahead of you. Who has the key?
I
just keep it
hold
for
it.
now.
Yeah, I was like I technically got less, but never.
Yeah, so they'll ask for the key back while they're walking you through, and then once they get to this passageway, it's maybe like 10 feet down the hallway. You see this wooden door, and they kind of hand you the key, Tay, if you're kind of leading the pack, and they'll say, "Here you go. This is what we were told to hand anyone who wishes to try to do this." Reminding you, the last dwarves about 20 years ago that tried never came out. So
It's all good.
A question: can we turn around whenever we want, or is it like either get it done or fail?
Do you think they have any idea? They've never been in. They probably
Did
don't
some
know.
dwarfs at any point come back after attempting it?
no.
They probably
cool.
procced the
So the answer is
protector and
no.
couldn't kill it. Alright, I detect magic on this door.
I'm bringing you to a map. And yeah, I don't know. You all have dark vision in some capacity, right?
No,
No.
No.
we have a human with us.
I'll give you dark vision.
Thank you.
Spell.
Yeah, because it is pitch black as they lead you down this hallway.
Love that.
Where is my...
You know, Phoenix, I know what I'm going to do. At one point, I'm going to chew your eyeballs and give you dark vision that way.
Cool.
I'm gonna.
Sounds
I'm
like it's
basically
gonna fucking suck.
No, like it's just like you know, like people getting snake eyes, right? That's basically what I'm gonna do with you.
Yes. You're gonna take a needle to my eyeballs and put a tattoo in there. It's gonna suck.
I'm gonna
yeah.
knock you unconscious. Don't worry.
You see this wooden door in front of you. You detect magic. There's no magic on this door.
Alright, let's put the key in and turn it. Oh, wait, hold on. Perception check for traps.
Sure.
You know,
There you go.
It's not
I don't
trapped.
see jack shit
Plus
today.
4 versus traps.
Not trapped. Looks good.
Okay, now we put the key in and open the door.
Yeah, as you start to put the key in, it just like doesn't work. Just doesn't fit in this thing.
Okay, now time we analyze this. I'm gonna try to just like push the door open. Does it just push open?
Nope, it's locked. There is
Can I have
a
the key?
decent sized lock on the door.
Can I look at the
All
key?
right.
Sorry.
Can you? Do you think picking the lock breaks is? Do you think that's fair? Do you think we're allowed to do that? I mean,
No, it doesn't matter. If we trigger the aspect of death himself, we just run because the door is right there.
true.
can
All
I-
right, go for it.
Tay, can I have the key first, though?
Okay.
John, I wanna, since I've been learning the crafting with the dwarf now for the last 2 months,
Mhm.
I wanna inspect this key and see if there's anything special about it. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Give me a craft check.
Foul tarnished key.
I'll just do armor. There you go. 40.
Yes, it is an immaculate crafted key made of pure silver. No magic on it if you have detect magic. And the grooves on the key are a bit unique. It clearly does not fit this lock. You know now, obviously. But yeah, it looks like a unique, like engraving, like the way the lock that this unlocks is very specific. It looks like it was made like a specific lock, specific key. Clearly, you'll be able to tell like where this goes to when you see it.
Okay. There's no way where like it seemed like this key could be moved around to change its grooves.
No, it's solid silver. It's not moving.
Gwalt's just gonna quickly go up. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna hit quick. Gwalt's gonna poke his head like, are there meant to be a different key to this thing?
Don't
Basically, ask
worry about
Gwalt
it.
outside, John.
You what?
Gwalt like hits it head outside and asks the dwarves outside if there's meant to be a different key to the first lock here.
They don't answer you. They just shrug. You already fell in the first trial, bud. Think you should call it a night.
Okay, boys. I'm just picking the lock and triggering the death ghost. Let's go. Ah. Just a
I think you
25.
fail. And you might actually break the lock.
No, it's
Depends
not
on-
that
Does
bad.
that
I don't know how
include
it
your
is.
thieves' tools?
I don't think it does.
Do you have Master Orc thieves' tools, or do you just have regular thieves' tools?
No, I do have like the burglar's bracers.
Ooh, can you link those in chat again, or read it? What bonuses it give you?
I'll check. Blah, blah, blah,
Grace
blah.
has burglar bear in
Oh,
here, +2.
I can actually do a take 10 on a single device. That's the thing that they do.
Ah, you might want to do that.
Well, would take 10 be enough?
Well, I don't know if that would be
Gives
enough,
him a
but
31. I mean, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
What are the locked fucking things?
Gerald
I'm
would
gonna
know
try
for
that.
a simple lock, DC 20, average 25, good 30, superior 40.
And if I look at this lock,
Looks like a pretty
Doesn't
good
matter.
lock.
I just do take 10, right? I started off solid, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to try and risk it.
Risk it for the biscuit. So you do the take 10?
Yeah.
The lock.
does it need to
unlocks.
fail it by? Yeah, if you fail by 5 or more, then it's just broken.
Just give me a second here. I can unlock the door for you guys.
Oh, okay.
You should be able to open it.
Yep.
What is this red shit on the ground we see?
Yeah, immediately you're met with this wave of heat as this pit of lava lies before you.
Do we feel incredibly uncomfortable?
Yes, if you stay near this thing for much longer, you'll start taking damage.
Okay. Hold on, I have Endure Elements, it's fine. I even left it prepared so I don't even have to take a round to change to it.
Can we move around this pillar and get over here?
Gorg might have some trouble. You can squeeze. There's There's not much room, to be honest. The medium characters can do it with squeezing, but this is you only can squeeze into square half your size, so you're gonna have to give me a reflex save to not fall in the lava.
But I'm not gonna tell. Can you see what's beyond over here? On the
I'll
other side
start
of the-
putting ender elements on all three of us.
All right. Deduct those
Looks like
spells.
there's a hallway.
Yeah, the heat no longer bothers you guys.
Thank you.
Oh.
I think I have to do one on each person, right? This one can't be split.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is per person. Unless you have the communal version.
I do not.
Does the hallway just end, or is there more to it?
Well, I haven't seen more than that, so I'm gonna head over there now.
I mean, do we want to go down the hallway, or do we want to just get across the lava and go this way? I mean,
I
it's
can't go that way, so it's more if there is something, maybe check
I'm
now.
gonna just do the shimmy.
Oh.
So yeah, just as you get there, Gerald, your basic perception, you'll notice there are some dwarven runes carved on this stone fence there.
Ooh.
Do you want to take a minute to read it?
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
what stone fence?
This thing here is like a little fence. This thing, it's like 2 feet high or whatever.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just to
okay.
keep people
Yeah, I
from,
mean,
like, accidentally-
I'm
I'm
here
actually-
too. So,
Yeah.
what's it?
I'm
What's
not
it say?
I'm not gonna try and read them. I'm gonna look at them and it's like, oh well, I mean that looks like it could be a magical trap, and I'm gonna use my magical trap senses to try and figure stuff out about it.
Yeah, so let's just start with the words that Tay's reading. It says, in Dwarven, we guards can be short, we guards can be tall, and without guards like me, the whole city would fall.
You said weak guards can be tall.
Short
W-E,
and tall.
we guards can be short, we
Oh,
guards
we
can be
guards
tall.
can be short.
Yeah.
I literally typed it all out
Ah,
already.
yeah,
So
that's it.
I
Perfect.
I'm
I
gonna just
go-
like look to Gerald and be like, wall? Are they
I
talking
go
about a
and
wall?
I lean on the pillar next to me and it's like, whatever the fuck could this mean?
Do you say that out loud, Tay?
Yeah.
As you are... I'm gonna give it away.
And
if I-
dwarven.
Ah, you say the word wall and dwarven, and you hear you hear something from down this hallway. Some like
Alright, I'm
click.
gonna peek down the hallway.
You peek down. You see before, or I don't know if you looked down here before, but there's clearly an outline of a door that was not present before. That is right here.
Oh look, guys! I opened a door.
Cool.
It's not open.
Ooh,
You just see the outline of it now.
Outline. Alright, I'm gonna detect magic on it. I'm assuming it's magical, but I want to make sure it's not anything other than like a trappiness kind of magic on it.
You detect magic, but instead of like boring you with what magic it is, it just basically essentially reveals hidden text above the door in Dwarven.
Oh. Hidden text
done.
above the door in Dwarven? That's all?
Should we make tiny
Okay.
Well,
What's that text say?
But that wouldn't last for long.
What was the question? Sorry.
So it's revealing hidden text in Dwarven?
Yeah, sorry, I heard Christian and Felix saying something.
Mine was just be. How hard is it for me to get over on this side?
It's not. The problem is fitting through the gap. So like crossing, that's not a huge deal for you because your stride, like you could easily jump it. The problem is you don't have it. You can't make like a running jump. It's just awkward because you're gonna have to like squeeze through the pillar and then go over it. So I would need some sort of check to not like just fall.
Yeah, how hard? Because I'm first if I fall in lava, I instantly die.
You don't instantly die. You just take a lot of damage. But yeah, how hard? I guess we'll have to settle on a check of what you're trying to do. You're trying to squeeze and jump it, or what are you trying to do?
The easiest way, where my equipment might not at least get fucking lava damaged, and myself getting over on the other side.
Yeah, so you can tell me what you want to do. You want to strip yourself so it's easier, the check is easier, and your gear is on the floor
I
here?
don't want to waste spells on you.
Yeah, I
Can you
know.
squeeze into my boots for a second? Do you think you're capable of squeezing into my boots for a second?
Or can you get into the body bag of holding?
I can get your boot on my big toe.
Is that enough to activate them?
I don't remember if there's raw that magic items resize. I don't think they do.
No,
Do they
that's
not?
I feel
Pathfinder,
that's
I don't
what we
think they do.
concluded, and that's why like resizing
Not
is
even like a magical
modifier.
boots?
I don't think so. I think there's a specific magical enchantment that does resize.
Yeah, there's a modifier called resizing.
Yeah,
Like,
so
and I have that on Felix's. No, it doesn't have resizing. It has glamour. But yeah, resizing is also specific.
But anyways, above the door is dwarven that says, "Beware! Beyond this door lies death itself."
All right, I don't. Does that mean we're supposed to or not supposed to go in this door?
I think that's the cheating door.
Okay, so maybe we don't go in this door. All right, let's figure out a safe way for all of us to get across the lava. Well, I mean, I can get across the lava easily.
Same.
I will just. Well, I'm gonna wait to dimensional slide across the lava till we figure out a good way to get Gorg across, because I might have to cast spells on him.
If I
Did you detect magic over here, by the way? I just forgot.
I did, yes.
Yeah, you see.
Okay, fuck it. John, I start stripping him and I'm putting my shit in my bag of holding.
Okay.
It's gonna take a while, but
Yeah, while you're doing that, Tay is examining the magic here, and there is indeed magic all above this lava thing, and it's evocation magic.
Oh, okay, so that makes it seem like that's probably bad. That might be a magical trap.
Well, let's take a look at this. And I pull out a copper coin and just like, bling!
Bling! Yeah, you throw it, and it like stops in the middle of the thing and just like slides down and falls into the lava. Like hits a solid
Okay.
like wall.
I'm
almost.
really glad I
Let's
didn't
see if
jump.
I can dispel that. I'm gonna try to dispel that.
All right.
Cool. Thumbs up.
I prepared lots of dispel magics for this little adventure.
And I took off a copper coin of my character sheet.
Okay, so I need to make just
Caster
a
level check.
targeted dispel 1d20 plus your caster level. Okay. So caster level check. Okay, so over here, I always forget where these are at. There's constant caster level. Oh, that's not
Ew.
good.
Yeah.
That's a very bad check. Okay,
Well,
well there's
then-
one spell wasted. I am going to try again, and I'm going to use my legalistic bonus on this one. So I only get to do this once a day.
Give me a knowledge check before you do
Oh,
that.
okay. Knowledge Arcana?
Yeah. That's good enough to identify this as a wall of force, which you know is immune to dispel magic, although
Ah,
a
okay.
mage's disjunction can dispel it. I don't know if you have that. You
No,
can
it's
use-
very high level. Disintegrate, very high level. What else? Is there anything I know that's not super high level to get rid of it?
You can literally destroy it manually. It has hardness 30 and a number of hit points, so you can literally just break it.
A hardness 30.
We hit it till
Yeah.
it dies.
So basically,
Yeah, but that's basically you have to do a hit over 30. Wait, yeah,
Okay, guys,
over 30.
Guys, don't worry, I got this. I'm gonna take a look and see if this wall of force is it anchored to anything? Like is it just literally there and there's nothing keeping it in place? Is there some magical rune somewhere? Some
Yeah,
writing,
if
some
you're talking about
gemstones?
this in
Yeah.
open to the party, Tay can let you know that if its surface is broken by any object or creature, the spell fails. Also, you would know Dimension Door and Teleport work through it if you wanted to just do that as well.
Would that count as broken if you so it I mean it because it's saying if it's broken by a person or like is it
No,
is it
it's
saying you have
saying
to
the
physically
part-
break the wall?
Yeah, if the parts that it's anchored to are disrupted, then it will it'll break the spell. What Gerald was getting
But
at.
do we feel like that would be cheating?
I
And
think if
anchor
you
them?
teleport through it, that's cheating.
No, I
I
think
don't
none
think
of
that's
those are
cheating. That's
I think
that's a
all of
knowledgeable
those-
way to get through
Everything
it.
here is a legit solution. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and take one of my old daggery doos.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like I could be helpful with this from the other side? Like how thick is this? Is it thin? Can he get to it all from one side?
What are you talking? What thick is what?
Like the wall of force where it's anchored. Like
Like the stone it's anchored to. What do you mean? Or how
No,
thick
Yeah,
the
like
wall
I
is?
think
how-
she's thinking the thickness of the wall itself, right?
Oh, it's about yeah, like where the coin hit it. I can kind of mark it with something. I can draw.
So you also don't. Now when I take my
Wait, I
equipment
might.
off,
Oh no, this.
can
isn't
I
what thought.
squeeze and stand on the edge, John, and like attack with one arm?
You can attack from where you are because you have reach.
You literally have to be able to do damage over 30 in one hit. Can you even do damage over 30 in one hit?
I might.
Okay, well, either way, I'm gonna take my dagger and I take a look at the place where it's connected. Right? Is there any seams of the stone that it's to? Is it just like a single flat piece
Yeah,
of
give me a
wall?
perception check to
Yeah.
examine the wall carefully as you're looking for a good anchor point for this wall. Not an amazing check, but enough to tell that
Do
there
you have
are.
engineering, Felix?
Hmm?
Do you have engineering?
Yes.
That might be applicable also down here.
Yeah, it might be.
Maybe. But
Don't
yeah,
worry
you
about
can. Yeah, with that perception, you can notice there are clearly these. So the stone is manufactured stone on these walls, and you can tell in these two specific spots parallel to each other are these nice dwarven carved runes that clearly, just from like Tay's direction from the detect magic, clearly these are the anchor spots of this spell.
Okay, interesting. Then I'm
So
gonna-
to get to these, do we have to be like would you have to be over the lava, or can he reach it from the edge?
He would have to shimmy on the side here, and he'd probably have to have one leg on the fence and then one leg like on the wall. And
Would it
then,
be
like,
better if I just could I just trigger my levitation boots and get to it?
Can I reach?
This is like a precision work here. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
So
it's precision work. Here,
levitation is up and down, right? So no, unless I don't know what happens if someone pushes you. Maybe if you levitate and then like Gorg like pushes you,
Yeah,
maybe
you float.
yeah, you would float over. But yeah, you could do that.
I can like squeeze towards the ledge and reach.
You could.
Why
but
don't you
you'll-
just hold Gerald up and out? You're big, strong. Just hold
yeah,
him up
just-
and out
it's a bit
closer
of a-
to it.
you could
Close,
do that.
Hold
that's
me, brother.
trying to figure out if John would even let me get
Yeah,
closer.
you can kind of put an arm on the column there and like squeeze in, and then your big arm can kind of come through, and you can hold Gerald over the edge
Thank
if
you.
you want.
Okay, then we'll do that.
Just don't
There you
drop
go.
me.
That'll work for
I
this
won't.
side. Yeah, and then Gerald, you can give me a disable device check.
All right. You know what? This time I'm gonna roll twice and take the better roll. I think that's correct. There you
Ooh.
go.
Very nice. And what weapon are you doing this with? Is it like a sun and moon, or is it just a random dagger?
I think no. Originally I was just using a +1 masterwork dagger, but I think after like finding the rune and everything, I switched back over to my to the proper thieves' tools from my burglar's bracelet.
Excellent. Yeah, with your knowledge of disabling traps and stuff like this, you can easily disrupt the marking and take and confirm that the magic starts to flicker and then fade away.
Well, I can probably confirm it because it I like start toppling to the side.
True. Yeah, you were kind of like leaning on it a bit, scratching,
Yeah.
and then you kind
It's
of
like
like
fuck.
yeah, you kind of like.
I-
fall
I-
out
Alright,
of it.
I'm gonna just dimensional slide across the lava now.
Okay.
Do you want me to just
Whee!
yeet you over there?
No, I think I just literally jump. I'm good, thanks.
Just giving you guys space.
I'm just okay. Since I turned up my equipment, John, can I just, as you said, squeeze through and just like step over?
Yeah, Felix, if you're gonna jump, you need to give me an acrobatics check.
Roger. It's not gonna be that hard, guys.
No,
There you go.
you literally can jump a crazy distance with that. Yeah, you just like easily hop on over.
Squeeze on up. Let's give the big man some room.
Yep.
And yeah, Gorg, if you took off your gear and it's in
It's
your bag
off.
of holding, you can squeeze through and step over, no issue.
Hey,
Cool.
Gorg, you can do it. Hey, Gorg.
Okay.
Now, getting through this small crevice is a squeezing operation for these two. But Gorg, if you want to squeeze through here, you're going to take damage, but you can do it. But you're going to literally hurt yourself squeezing through that little crevice.
Just this one crevice here, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how
I
far
would
you guys
say,
can see,
as we move forward, I'm going to keep Detect Magic up, and Gerald, you keep your eye out for non-magical traps as we
Will do.
move forward.
How much damage, John?
We'll say you take a 2d6 damage because it's a very tight squeeze. You're going to be like puncturing a rib or some shit getting through here.
You also gain claustrophobia. Because squeezing through something like that, that's scary.
Well, fuck it. Time to bruise a rib.
Yeah, you can just roll it. Take
But
that
you
much
know,
damage.
the wall also takes 2d6 damage.
True, you will damage some of the stone as you scrape by and take 8 points of damage. Urgh, squeezing through here.
Yeah. Foundry seems a little bit bugged for me. Like every time someone moves a token, all tokens disappear.
Oh, I hate that. I don't know why it does that.
Yeah.
That's
Don't know why
true.
it does that. Oh well.
So yeah, you guys come into this big open chamber with this sarcophagus here with all these statues around it. There are a bunch of these items on a table. I couldn't really do the map exactly how I wanted it, but there's all these different types of items on this big table over here.
Okay.
I'll just
Um,
describe it before you guys start doing things.
Yep.
Because it doesn't look exactly what it's supposed to look like. So, as you come in here, there are all these statues that are facing this tomb. I've denoted them with different colors, but I don't know if you can tell unless you have a light source, because you're in black and white vision
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like varying
it's
amounts
gray.
of like dark and gray and white.
Yeah, so without a light source, you can't tell how I denoted them, but I'll describe them for
Well,
you.
Okay.
we'll take out a stick and just cast spark on it. Not spark, bolt spark. So, we have a small light source.
Yeah, but it's not like a permanent spark. It just kind of, you create a spark and then it's gone. It's like starting a fire.
I'll
Well,
just
take,
I'll
like, a stick to
put
it.
light. I can
I
do
got a
light.
torch.
I literally
you can
have a
spark.
cantrip light.
And
Like
yeah.
it's just.
All right,
We
well,
got the
who
wizard
is-
way out.
Yeah, who has the light source? I'm just gonna put it on them.
It's
I'm
working
just
its
putting it
direction.
on me. I'm just putting it on me. I am light now.
Okay.
You are the
Today's
light.
the light source.
All right, you are. I think there's a way to do this. You are emitting light. Light radius. Torches. I think it's
30 and then like, or
That
no,
was
it's 20,
20,
40, right?
20.
Yeah, 20,
damage.
and then to 40. Yeah.
There you go. You should have a light source now.
Just to be fair, John, I said I'd take out a stick and then cast spark on it.
Sure.
But
All right, you can emit light as well as a torch.
I choose not to emit light.
There you go. All right, on this table, you see assortment of items. They're all supposed to be made out of stone. They are a book, a scythe, a dagger, a spear, a hammer, and a crown. So I've represented
I'm
it by these
guessing-
tokens as best I could. That is the
This is the
crown
crown.
as best I could. That sickle is supposed to be a scythe, and the rest are as they look: dagger, hammer, spear, book.
book. Yep.
The statues you see around you, there is one with the fingertips are stained with black and drip with ink. That's this black one here. The second one has mud-crusted shoes, which is this brown one, if you can tell the colors. The third one has blood-stained hands. That's this red one over here. The fourth one has its hands dripped in seawater. That's the blue one. The fifth one is covered in soot. That's this gray one. And the sixth one is clean and blank.
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure that these vaguely, at least to some sort, are representing gods, and some of them seem like they are like favored weapons of gods, and you just have to like match them up at least a bit.
Gorg
Yeah.
will tell them what he was told by the dwarf about the last puzzle here.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So,
what it
seawater is probably Colossus or Pelosis, and would be the Warhammer.
I
Trying
need
to think
you.
of other
Yeah,
ones.
I know you're just talking, but tell me specifically what you do with the items and what you're doing as you do this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to like think through
think
it
we're
right
just
now
talking right now.
before
Yeah.
we like move
Just wanna make
anything
sure.
anywhere.
Just wanna
Yeah.
make sure.
That would be my guess for that one. So then,
This one was what you said was dripping in ink, right?
Yeah.
yeah, there's
the-
one that's in ink.
Yeah, fingertips
I
are
would guess the
stained
book.
black and drip with ink.
Maybe the
Okay.
book there.
Yeah, that could potentially be the book. I was thinking the blood, like dripping in blood, could be Forno and the scythe potentially. So can you explain how they look again? So there
Mhm.
is.
Yeah, I'll go through it again. The black one is the fingertips stained with black and drip with ink. The second one, the brown one, is the mud-crusted shoes. The third is the blood-stained hands, which is the red one. The fourth...
It's not red, but
What's that?
it's not red. At least I don't think it's red. Oh, no, now it looks red.
Yeah,
There we go. I'll stand here.
Everything's black
I can
and
see
white
color.
unless your
Yeah.
your color vision. And the fourth one that's blue, its hands drip with seawater. And the fifth one that is gray is covered in soot, which is like coal or whatever you want to call it. And the sixth one is spotlessly clean and just looks like a normal statue. Which
So
is this
they
one here.
could be gods. They could also represent just professions in a way. Then I would say this is a bookmaker. The one with
Yeah.
the mud on the shoe, the farmer, so the sax to him. The one with the water, he has a spear. He's a fisherman. The one that has blood on his hands uses a dagger.
There isn't a dagger; it's a sword.
It's a
It's a sword?
dagger. It's supposed to be a dagger. But yeah, it
Oh.
looks like a sword.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's just the hammer trying to make.
I professionally disagree.
He's a smith.
The one spotlessly clean should be the one with the dagger.
Or do you think spotless clean is crown?
I think that's Crown, and the hammer is the one with the soot. It's not because he works in a chimney. It's because he's a smith. We get
feel
constantly
personally
fucking
attacked by
dirty
this puzzle.
working there.
I don't know about that.
It could also be gods, yes. But, I mean, it's that god that has mud on his shoes.
Well, you could
God of
say
dirt,
that's. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't like super fit, because, like, I guess if you're trying to think what would be like mud crusted shoes, where would that fit in?
Well, also, I want to inspect these weapons a little bit more, right? Because we see them on the map,
How
but
is it god of the
that might not
seas?
be how they literally look, right? So, like this
Sorry.
spear, is it more of like, how does it look? Is it like a standard issue army spear, or the scythe is like a farmer's scythe? or is it
Actually,
like a war
I don't
scythe?
super like the gods, because I fucked up here. The god of the seas, which is like water dripping hand, would be Caucasus, and that's actually a whip for their favorite weapon. Pelosis is like light and sun and protection, which is the Warhammer. So, but there's no whip, so maybe like gods doesn't work super great actually.
What does it say here, John?
Wait, one thing at a time. So Gerald's looking over at the table. These are all, as I said, crafted out of stone. These are the best tokens I could find. So they are well crafted, but they are all made of heavy stone. As you're looking closer, the scythe, as you mentioned, doesn't look like a standard issue war scythe. It looks like it may be one used for tending the fields instead of killing people. The spear does not look like a war spear. It looks like a fishing spear.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. So it seems like the profession thing is looking way more likely. and
Yeah, so
we can
mud
start
crusted
sorting them like
shoes,
that.
what do we think?
That's the scythe.
Yeah, that seems
He works in the
most likely.
fields. But also, what does it say here, John?
Ah, yes. So if you're looking at the tomb, there is dwarven text on it, and I will read my notes as you guys keep thinking, and I'll tell you what it says.
Yeah, the bloodhound stand would be the dagger. It is a bloody job to stab someone with a dagger.
Okay, now.
You are legitimate, like, these inches away from a person. It's bloody.
Alright, that's my thinking for all of these. What do you guys think, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it's a warhammer. I have a feeling it looks more.
Yeah,
like a
I
smithing
just
hammer.
I just probably smithing hammer. Yeah, I just wrote warhammer, but yeah, it's probably it's that's how you're getting covered in like the soot and stuff is because you're smithing and getting all the
You're
dirt.
wearing legitimate, like 2 inches from a burning fire and coal and smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the text seems indecipherable. It seems like a jumble of dwarven runes right now.
I don't know if it matters, but I feel like we should give all of them their weapons and then do the crown on the spotless one last.
But first, I will cast Read Magic John. Does that help?
It does reveal that they are indeed magical, but it does not help decipher what it is saying.
You know specifically Read Magic, not Detect Magic? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, when you cast Read Magic, you can tell that the runes start lighting up in a magical fashion, that you can tell that these are magical runes, but they don't mean anything to you.
I'm gonna try and lift them. How heavy are they?
They are made of pure stone, so they're quite heavy, but for you, not that bad. Any other character would need a strength check to hold them and bring them where they are.
Hey! Go to the
Alright,
rescue!
so why don't you start with like this one and then like work the way around and hand them each what we think they are. So if this one was like the mud crusted boots, right? So this one should get the scythe.
I'll put the
And do they seem like you could put it in their hand?
Yeah.
Like does it look like you can make so I'd say grab the scythe and put it in so it's like holding it.
Okay.
Yep.
You
And
do
then this one is the dripping in ink, so this would be the book.
okay. Book.
I will do actually the spotless last. Just
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I literally said to do that one last.
the hammer
Go
here,
to
John.
this one. No,
No, that's the spotless.
is that the spotless
Yeah.
one?
No, this
there?
one's the spotless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What one are you doing next? The hammer?
So this was the covered in soot one?
You're putting the hammer in
Right.
that one? Yeah.
That's it.
Alright.
So then the blue one is the C, which should be the spear.
Okay.
And then
And
the
red
dagger.
should be the dagger. And
And
then
the crown.
crown.
And I'm of course putting it on their head, not in their hands.
Sure. Very nice. As you do that, the text now realigns that you can now read it as the words magically align.
Also, I will put on my equipment before I put on the last item, just in case.
Sure. This one's a little longer, so I can like type it in the chat for you. But you guys will need to cast Read Magic to read this.
That's fine, I can do
Oh,
that.
yeah, and I still have it going, I think. What? Oh. I never cast Read Magic, never mind. I actually don't have that one specifically prepared.
I do.
I thought I did.
I'm just typing it out 'cause it's kind of long.
I mean, you can both type it out and read it to us if you want to.
Yeah. I'll read it out after I'm done typing it so you have the text as well.
No, I actually thought this was gonna be a long stream, but I guess it's hard for the dwarves because like they haven't had any like proper spellcasters, so none of them been able to detect that's probably like an invisible wall there. They all just take a leap, hit the wall, and just go into the lava.
So yeah, whoever has the Read Magic can read it to the rest of the party. You've done quite well. You still need to master the scale, but don't worry, this is the last test. I pray you don't fail. You know the notes, now play the tune and tell me with whom I commune.
I know the god. because I talked to the elders. Gork legitimately knows what god it was.
And yeah, as you finish reading it, this tomb does slightly like just open up a bit.
Gork will tell the gods what I know.
Well,
Do you want me
That's
to do an
cool.
intake to actually remember, John?
No, what are you asking?
Because Gork was told what the name of the god
That he served?
Silvervein.
Yeah, it was Pelosis.
Yeah. So Gork, I guess, will say that you commune with Pelosis, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
I
nothing
mean-
happens.
It. Yeah,
well,
I
it's,
don't.
it's telling us to sing, probably.
It's saying play a tune, so I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think it's a little more to it than.
And yeah, this after you guys finish reading it, this tomb did slightly open. I don't know if that was clear or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a peek inside. I'm not gonna like touch anything, but I'm just seeing what I see.
Yeah, make me a will save.
Oh God.
Gork's gonna try and see if he can remember a song about Pelosis.
Give me a knowledge religion. To remember
I'm
any
gonna try.
popular tunes about.
Nope.
No, you don't know any songs about Pelosis.
Tay, do you know anything?
I'm currently
songs?
making a will save. Give me a second.
It's
Can
more-
I use legalistic when I have to make a will save? Do I have the ability to do that? I don't think I do. That's fine. Oh God.
Yeah, you look in, you see these very nice 1, 2, 3, 4 golden goblets. Just sitting, or not sitting, but standing up in the tomb. No dwarven skeleton, no weapon.
Interesting. Okay, so let's figure out this riddle.
Tay, do you know any songs about Pelosis? If you
No
recall
idea. What am I doing?
any religion.
I'm gonna go around the statues. Gonna inspect them a little bit.
I feel like it's not related to memory here. I think it's something that we've literally found or seen in here we should be knowing, but I will make a knowledge religion.
Oh, sorry, what are you trying to recall with this knowledge religion?
He's asking me if I know any Pelosis songs. I don't know.
Yeah, you recall one. It's a hearty tune. You've heard a bard sing it once. It's about the time Pelosis came down and his avatar helped protect a city from destruction. From an unjust war was going on. This war was going to claim the city, and Pelosis is rumored Pelosis himself, a single warrior, defended the city against this army. And yeah, it's a tune about that. You could recite it with a perform check.
Ugh.
You'll still recite it. The perform check is how well you do it.
Can we help with that if you all like try and perform together?
You don't know it, so you can't help now. Unless you pass a religion check.
I mean, Tay could
Let's see.
tell us it.
He's saying for me to literally recite it to you guys, I need a
I
perform
know.
check.
Can
Alright,
I?
this is what I remember. I'm gonna do really bad at singing it back to you. Hee hee
Yeah,
hee.
you guys can get the gist of the song, but Tay's voice cracks a few times. It's offbeat. It's not very pleasant
Meanwhile,
to hear.
I'm gonna try to look at this stone book.
Mm-hmm.
See if there's anything special about it first.
Yeah, you're looking at it. Do you want to take it off the stone hands, or do you want to leave it there and just look at
I
it?
think I'll leave it on there. You know, I'll read together with the statue.
Yeah, it is a
Maybe try to flip
closed
a page or
book,
so.
and it's made of stone, so you can't really open it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't look anything special. It just looks like a normal, everyday book that's been carved out of stone.
Okay, what we get like the gist of the performance from that, like what it's about.
Yeah,
or-
you could recite it yourself, but how well you do it will need a perform check.
Jal, do you want to humor me?
Sure.
wanna perform this song together?
Well, I don't even have the sheet music for it, so it's gonna suck.
Yes, but you know. Also, can I cast guidance on us both, John? To help.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, I also need to cast guidance on myself. I uncork my absinthe and take a swig.
I cast guidance on me and Felix. As when I put my. Actually, no, I take him up and I put him on my shoulder and he starts singing this lovely song.
Yeah, I'm not very enthusiastic because I don't even know the song. I don't. You can't sing songs you don't know. That's just not how it works.
Ugh, yeah, your voices
So
are
that's a
cracking.
4.
I was better than you.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys are like, oh, doesn't sound good.
I mean, right? My heart's not in it, so.
oh, Gerald
Out of
actually.
17?
I'm
out
just
of,
a natural, but
yeah, out of the shambles of whatever the other two were doing, Gerald actually, his tune actually sounds quite pleasant, and kind of more or less is what it should probably sound like.
Well,
so
my
anyway,
plan didn't work.
right now that
And I
we're
put
done
him
with
down.
that one, I'm gonna walk up to this coffin and I'm gonna, you know, just touch the magical runes on it a little bit.
Yeah, you kind of feel across the runes. They're nicely carved. They seem to have been carved, but also clearly they glow just by sight. They're glowing a bit.
John, am I meant to see this?
Yes. You can look there. You see this. Let me get the description as you look over there. The notes didn't save. It's okay. I can just Google the description again. It looks like what you may consider a Grim Reaper. Let's see if they have a better description for me.
The villager meant death was on the other side of that door.
Yeah, it's just a hooded creature with a skeletal hand peeking out. It's kind of floating there, and it has like a scythe. It seems not to notice you when you looked over there.
Perfect. I'm fucking ignoring it. Gerald,
Is there anything in these goblets in here? Or are they just like empty goblets sitting there?
They are empty goblets.
Did you tell us about the goblets?
Only I saw them. I'm the
Yeah.
only one. Oh, did I tell you? I'd say yeah. It just looks like there's like 4 empty goblets in here. I don't know if we're supposed to do anything with them.
Right, I'm right here.
Yeah, do you look in the...
I absolutely do.
Alright, give me a will save.
Okay.
Yeah,
There we
just
go.
4 nice golden goblets sitting in the tomb, very nicely aligned with one another, equally spaced out. Just in there.
Now that looks nice. Mind if I reach in there?
wouldn't do that.
I have a theory here, okay? And I need to reach in to verify something.
Just be careful. I don't really want to have the Grim Reaper over in the corner chase us.
Don't worry about that guy. He's way too concerned with that door. And I reach in.
Mm-hmm. Which one do
What was
you grab?
Well, I don't even grab one. I just reach in towards the first one. And I go, ding.
Yeah, you ding it,
Does it
and
ding?
harmonic resonance kind of faintly goes around the room.
Then I try to ding the next one and see if it makes a different sound.
Yeah, it's like a lower note. It's like a...
Then I go hit the third one.
Yeah, same thing. It's a higher pitched one this time.
But then I go for the last one.
This one's more of a middle tone.
Okay, Gorg steps up and see what the fuck Gerald is doing with these fucking things.
Yeah, you can hear it. He's like reaching in, and every time he like does something, you hear like a resonance.
You say you want to do will save to look into this fucking thing, right?
Yeah, if you
No.
look in, you need to give me a will save.
I'm looking in, yeah.
Yeah.
20.
Very nice. You see something additionally. You notice that there are letters in Dwarven carved into the base of these cups that were
Okay.
maybe concealed by some sort of illusionary magic.
What do they say?
I need to write this down. Yeah.
Gerald, 2 seconds. There's something on the cups.
Oh, I'm gonna just get them out for you. Here you go.
And just. I mean, maybe.
Oh no, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Gorg clenches his holy symbol.
Yeah, I'm gonna start getting out the cups.
So yeah, Gorg, you can see that these are the letters on each of the cups. I've given them a number. So for each, oops, that was not right.
Yes, Grim Reaper, I understand that. Okay, so this one says A, this one says D, this one says E, and this one says D as well.
And yeah, you're reaching in and grab them up again.
Does it concern anyone else that you could spell dead with this?
I tried to ignore that.
You know what? I think that might be what we need to do. But also,
Did the second and fourth one sound the same, John, when he pinged it?
No. But I think Gerald or Felix has.
Felix hasn't it?
No, has by playing his piano, he's got the idea.
Yeah.
yeah.
Felix knows music. Even I have an idea that they are notes.
Yeah. So,
I'm guessing it's D major and D minor.
could be, yeah. But it could also be something completely different.
You don't have a bard.
Well, the thing is, we have cups, and cups make a single sound and not a whole chord, so it couldn't be major and minor. But yes, generally. Anyway, I get out the cups. That's step number 1.
Yeah, you can pull out the cups.
And I mean, Gerald is a noble. I'm not sure how much music theory is taught to nobility.
Well, there's a certain thing that I think maybe it's, I don't know about in Europe, but many kids in the Western world, I think,
Yeah.
have done certain things with cups to make
Yeah,
music.
absolutely.
So maybe that's like a universal thing.
That's my thing here, right? My angle. But I'm talking more in the. Well, actually, no. I think it's rather obvious. Okay, well, no, maybe not that obvious, but maybe I'm giving. Okay, so I'm gonna take these cups out, right?
Mhm.
And I'm gonna first compare their sounds, right? I try to get a relative gauge of. I don't assume Gerald has the musical training to be able to be like, this is this note and this is that note, but he gets like, okay, this is higher or like a lot higher, a lot lower.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get a general feel of what ballpark we're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what I'm gonna try then is I'm gonna get out some of my holy water because this seems appropriate. And I'm going to take the cups and fill them up so I can produce sounds in an order. So it'd be like, the first cup is gonna produce the lowest sound of the bunch. Then second and fourth cup are gonna be leveled to this either the same or the same note within an octave, depends on how close they are. And then the third cup is gonna be just a slight bit higher than the second or fourth one. And the fine tuning. I don't know how well someone without proper musical training can do that, but I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, and you can just tell me what order in which you. I guess you like circle the rim to make the frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what order of cup do you do? First, second, third, fourth.
Okay. I'm thinking right now. I'm like, so do you guys want to go with dead?
Well,
I'm
I
just
mean, the riddle
asking.
says with who do I commune? Literally, you commune with dead, like the spell commune with dead. So I think dead is correct.
That's what I thought. So.
So yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, Gerald pours his holy water into the cups and starts circling the rims of the cups in the order, and you guys will hear a click of a similar to what the click you heard at the very beginning of the dungeon up north here.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Start heading back north.
Let's go.
Anything so far, John? Or
Here you see an outline of a door. That
Is
is
there
now
text?
here.
I'll detect magic.
Yeah, it radiates magic.
Anything other than just like the hiddenness of the door?
Yeah, it's illusionary magic.
Okay. Can we just like sort of push it open or?
Yeah, you can push on the door.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of lava.
Oh, we
mean,
still
gotta
have
come
Endure
from somewhere.
Elements on, so.
Do we see anything else, John? Stepping in here?
This area was designed for you to visually see the solution, so you can walk around and ask me anything particular. But in general, this is a big empty area.
The.
See
that's
the
'cause-
solution?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something weird about this lava here.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what we're supposed to be seeing, because when I get closer, it goes away.
Because you're shedding light. So yeah, the room
Yeah,
is
'cause you're
naturally
shedding
light.
dark, and the lava is giving off light. But those with dark vision or whatever
Yeah.
vision you have, you can tell there's a section of the lava that is not emitting light.
Mm-hmm.
AKA,
I can
the-
also, fun enough, if I look right here, I can see something different. But I don't know if that is because just of the way it is, but I see a line.
Yeah, that's just my.
Okay,
format
so
making
AKA
sure.
what you were saying about this?
So this would clearly tell you that there is no lava there, but visually there looks like there is.
Visually, it looks like there is. Okay, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess we. Maybe you're meant to cross right here, or.
I mean, what's on the other side? But probably, or maybe we are meant to dive right in, baby. It's
Yeah.
a classic Minecraft portal. You jump in through the lava, but there's a water below. So
I
you
mean,
don't actually
I
burn.
guess just come over here and perception check. Like, do I see something on the other side? Do we see something on the ground? Like,
Yeah, perception check, you're not needed. You just see a lava lake as far as the eye can see forward.
Right.
Cool.
Where it doesn't produce light, Scorp just quickly puts his hand down in it.
Give me a will save.
You fucking die.
30.
Yeah, the illusion breaks for you as you stick your hand right in that gap, and you just it just goes right through, and you don't feel any heat or pain. You just
Do I
can
see
kind
the
of
illusion disappear?
you see it like become translucent. So you see you have dark vision, right? So you can see just darkness downwards, as far as you can see.
Is there a staircase or is it just like a...
Yeah,
fucking
you
floor?
can look down. You can see that there's a very steep staircase that kind of starts going down, starting here.
Well, there's a staircase right here. It's an illusion.
I'll try to break illusion. I'm gonna.
I'll also step into the staircase and like try and help them perceive that it's fake, because like I'm fine. Right?
Yeah.
So I'll just wherever it is, then I'm just like standing there and just like. See?
Yeah, Tay, you see the same thing. It becomes translucent, and you can step right through it, no issues.
Okay. Gerald, look at me. I'm fine. It's fake.
I perfectly believe you. Okay, but hear me out, guys, right? Just because it's an illusion doesn't mean it's not real.
Geralt, I promise you, it's... Okay.
It looks so fucking real.
Okay, you're staying up here then.
Yeah, roll me a 1d10 as you stick your hand in. Your mind tells you that this burning sensation just... Yeah, you pull it out and, god, it's hot.
Yeah, see, like, it's literally blistering, guys.
If I detect magic, does it seem like this might be an illusion I can dispel?
Yeah, you could dispel it if you wish.
I'll try, just so he can come with versus not having to just sit up here.
Sure. You mean caster level check?
I actually wanted to... If you blindfold him so you can't see anything, and then I take him down here...
It's more than just a visual illusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the whole point with illusions. If it was just visual, I could just stick my hand in it, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, you dispel the magic, and now it just becomes a dark downward staircase to Gerald and everyone else.
Nice, love that.
Go
There you
head
go.
down. As carefully as I can so I don't stumble and fall all the way down.
Yeah, you guys can carefully walk down. It'll take you about a minute or two to walk down this long, narrowing staircase. Gorgu squeeze here and there, but not as tight as the other passage. And you come into, finally, what looks like a very well-crafted, well-maintained room. The final resting place of this cleric. You see another tomb, but now it has like a carving of a dwarf holding, like, resting with a warhammer on it. And just a big stone sarcophagus.
I'm guessing you don't have a thing for this, right?
No.
I detect magic in this room. Anything radiating magic that looks like a trap or etc.
No, but there is some powerful magic coming from the sarcophagus that even is
Inside the tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
peeking through
Can-
the stone.
Can you look and see if the sarcophagus looks trapped at all before we try to open it?
Sure.
Bork will also go on a knee before the sarcophagus and in Dwarven say, Elder Silvervein.
Doesn't look that trapped, right? I get a 25.
Elder Silvervein, may you rest in peace.
Does not look trapped.
Finally completed your puzzle and come to retrieve thine weapon once more. May thine soul finally find rest. After Cork saying that, shall I open it? Guys,
Yep.
Cork goes up and he pushes the sarcophagus open.
Yeah.
Bam, you're dead.
I gave my proper respects. Please don't kill me. What are you looking at, John? What monster's coming up?
Nothing.
I don't trust you.
As you push open the sarcophagus, a spectral figure of a dwarf appears, and over the body, you can see inside there's like skeletal remains of this dwarf. And this
Cork
dwarf,
bows when he sees the dwarf.
yeah, and Dwarven speaks out. For what purpose do you come claim the mighty weapon of Pelosis?
I have come to retrieve thine weapon, to bring it back home to the Dwarven kingdom that is up above. We have asked for help, and we seek to help them with that. We have completed your puzzles, Elder Silvervein. We seek not the weapon for us, but for the greater of the people, for the Dwarven kingdom. And Gork will stay kneeled and bowed to the Elder Dwarf.
There's a sense of trickery among you. Do you all
Nah,
pledge?
that's just me.
do you all pledge that your cause is noble and for that of protection?
I mean, okay, so it's literally a job. They asked us to do it, so now we're doing it.
I swear that I will see no harm befall the people upstairs, the people outside, or any. I vow to protect the people that need my protection. I do not wish harm upon any that do not wish harm upon me first.
And I'm like, I'm just adding in the caveat that I'm telling them not to use this weapon against me, because no offense, but your weapon is kind of powerful against people like me, castery type, and kind of creeps me out a little bit. I just don't want to end up dead, but I'm trying to help them out and get them a nice weapon.
After a moment, the specter will seem placated and will start to fade and say, "When the protection is done, return this hammer to its resting place." And it will dissipate. And yeah, you can fully uncover the sarcophagus, and this shining silver warhammer emits like a 5 feet of light.
Orcs picks up the warhammer. Sort of. He also again says a small prayer afterwards to the remains there and closes the sarcophagus again. Well, I guess we should get out and return this weapon to Her Majesty.
Well, no, the guys that asked for it.
True. I thought that was the wrong rule.
Oh well.
Who specifically was that asked for the weapon, John?
There was a kind of unique dwarf that was asking about it. He had reddish hair. It's kind of a rarity among dwarves. Auburn kind of frizzy hair and beard.
Was he asking for himself, or like for the people? Or...
I don't remember. Do you remember what he said? You guys didn't really care that much.
Oh yeah, so Phoenix is okay. Well, shit.
We was just asked to do it.
I guess
Alright,
we
you
return
guys-
outside.
Yeah, you guys are heading back out. Excellent. Yeah, you guys can... Oh yeah, take your damage squeezing through again, scraping along the stone. And
My ribs.
And you guys are back out. And you're bringing it straight to the dwarf who was asking about it?
I mean, I think we'll go back to him first, but now that we're thinking, maybe we make sure who we're handing this up to.
Yeah, you guys return, and he looks shocked, and he says, "By the gods, you've done it! What is the hammer?"
I'm telling you guys, you really need, like, I know you're not, like, super magically inclined, but, like, magic solved, like, at least a third of the hurdles in there. Like, you gotta get more spellcastery people among your people.
It definitely keeps you from dying to the lava.
Yeah, like, there's lava, and it's like, oh, if you don't solve a puzzle fast enough, you're gonna die to the heat. Oh, and they're elements. We don't gotta, like, waste time now. Now we can just chill and think. Like, I'm just saying, I know you're not innately great at spells, but, like... But you really should, like, employ at least a couple people that, like, you train to be good spellcasters. So it would help you so much.
I was more talking about the force field, you know, if you jump, just plop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
that
a couple of people died that way. It's like
Probably.
there's a bit of lava,
I think
a
they
force
all
field,
died that way.
and it's like literally every single person's gonna try to jump it as their first instinct, and they just fucking fell into the lava.
I mean, if I didn't have these two oafs that had to come along, I would just teleport right through it and just be on my merry way, not even have to break it. Just like, dee, see you guys, I'm out of here.
Oh, so you're saying you could have solved the whole thing yourself?
No, I'm just saying.
No, I
the
think
magic-
maybe she would have failed at the last one. Well, not the last one, the one with the items.
No, the only
You
thing
talked
I would have...
about God's Day.
And then I fixed myself when I thought more, okay? Brains solved it too, okay? But I'm saying the only thing I would have failed at is I don't know if I could have carried some of the shit. I'm not very strong,
Which would be the items.
okay? But I have other magic I
Either
could
way.
employ. I could just levitate them where I want
Did you want me
them.
to come
So
back
I-
later while you guys argue about this, or what?
No,
Who,
there's nothing
wait,
here.
who are you, by the way? We kind of had this epiphany at the end because you have to see that this like specter of the dwarf originally comes before us and is like, what is your purpose for this? And we're like, oh, we're getting it to help the dwarven people protect themselves. And then we kind of had the epiphany that like, hey, you asked for this, not the queen. Like, you're gonna use this to protect the dwarves, right? Who are you?
It's a bit late asking that now, isn't it?
Well, I mean, now we're asking it like we swore that we would
turn
make
that.
sure it protects the dwarves. So if that is not your intention, then I have a feeling that ghost might like
Of
come and
course
smite
it
us.
is.
Okay, well, I just again, I mean, I think we would all feel safer if we knew who we were handing this over to. So yeah, I think we
I
kind of need this
understand.
information.
I'm Gorg.
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Thare. I plan to deliver this
Alright.
Warhammer directly to Hildesgarn himself. He's been
Could we
looking
be
for a new
A
weapon.
part of that, so we just ensure it gets into
Of
proper hands.
course! I didn't expect you to
Awesome.
actually be able to retrieve this.
Oh.
We
Okay.
said if you don't know magic, you will most certainly die to the lava.
Yeah, we covered that.
Anyway.
Or you will open the door and then meet a Grim Reaper. Actually, there's a Reaper down there.
So
well.
yeah, how about we go meet Hildesgarn and
We
we can
skedaddle.
pass this along.
Oh, is he asleep now?
No, he will. If he is, he'll wake up for this.
Perfect.
Also, Silvervein said that it needs to be returned when it's done.
You spoke to Silvervein?
Well, his
Yes.
ghost, not him.
Oh,
Well, he wasn't alive down there. Just his spirit came and wanted to know the purpose this was being used for.
That's essentially what we're asking. Because we're like, yeah, we just told to get this, right? So,
When it's done what it needs to be done, it needs to be returned.
can I see the hammer?
See, not touch. Sure. Gork's like.
Why
takes it
can't I
out.
touch it?
I just want to make sure it goes to who we want it to go to. Okay.
Wow.
When you meet an elder
Look,
elder
we've been
dwarf, and he
we've been
tells you what to do,
adventurers.
You should
We've
listen
been
to elders.
We've
Sorry,
been
Tay.
adventurers for a really long time, and while like y'all aren't very trusting of us, we get really untrusting and sketchy of where things are going. So it's just part of the career. You tend to be wary of everyone and everything.
Aye. Alright, yeah, but you do show it to him and he does marvel at it.
Takes it out, Gorks unfolds it from this leg part when he had it covered in.
Yeah, he'll look at it, marvel at it, and say, alright, this way. And yeah,
Gorks
he'll
need to
lead
take
you through some caverns and into a modest kind of dwelling that's built into the mountain. He raps on the door for a bit, and a older dwarf, he's got gray in his beard, answers the door. He's kind of tall for a dwarf, I guess. He's like 5 foot, and he looks aged, as I said. He's got gray in his beard, and he's got an eye patch on as well. And he's got like this long scar that's kind of like peeking out through the eye patch. Seems like he was slashed or something on that eye. They exchange some pleasantries. He introduces you all as these adventurers that have been visiting the city for these past few months. He nods and invites you in. And yeah, the other dwarf will let you introduce yourselves and present your findings to him.
his first mistake is inviting us in.
I am Gork. I
Vampire
have
hunter
come
should know
here
better.
to learn the master of the craft from the masters of the crafts of the dwarven people.
Yeah, he nods and says, I've heard of all of you,
Yeah.
but what
Just
does
a party
interest
member,
you
I'm
in,
here to party.
what does interest you in finding a lost relic of ours?
I mean, honestly, I just wanted to prove I was smarter than the dwarf. Not gonna lie, I pride myself on being a very intelligent caster. I'm always up for a challenge of proving I'm smarter than anyone else around me. So, I couldn't pass up that, subtle challenge he threw out there as, if you're smart enough to figure it out. Fuck yeah, I'm smart enough to figure it out.
For me, it comes to the fact that you allowed me into your home, and you allowed me to learn from you. I thought it was the least I could do.
It sounded like fun. And that's my jam.
You probably figured out we are a special punch.
Fair enough. Well, may I have my lost relic of my kin?
Well, Squawk takes out the backpack, puts it on the table, and neatly unfolds it.
Yeah, he'll reach a hand and grab it.
Sir Elder Silvervein told us that it needs to be put back once it has done what it needs to be done.
Of course.
When it served its purpose, it must return.
I will return it myself when its task is fulfilled.
Just... The barrier shouldn't return, right, Tay? After we destroyed that side, right? It shouldn't ever come back, right?
Yeah, once you destroy one of the runes, I didn't see any magic or anything that would help it regenerate itself. But if you want it re-protected at that point, I would suggest employing a high-level caster that you trust to redo some of his magic enchantments, because we did have to effectively destroy a little bit of it. So if you want it re-protected properly, you're probably going to need a wizard to kind of redo some of that for you. I'm not quite at that level yet, but maybe by the time you're ready to put it back, I might be. So, you can always hit me up. Might be.
Perhaps.
One thing, though. If somebody goes down there, don't ever let them go through the other door that's down there now. And I do mean that they will die.
Yeah, he kind of looks over the warhammer, swings it about, and says, "When you first went into the tomb, you should have been given a key. You still have it?"
Oh. Yes, Go takes it out of his pocket.
I thought Tay had it. Anyway. Who?
I had it last.
Well, I
'cause
would
you
have
looked
taken
at
it back, so...
Then Tay has it. I don't have anything.
I'm like, here's a key.
He just
Shiny key.
outstretches a hand for it.
Okay. We did have a couple, I dropped the key, contingencies like that, this hammer could be really deadly against me, and, I hope that, it will never be used against me, unless, obviously,
You're
I
not a
provoke
vampire,
you.
are you?
Is this for vampires? I thought it was good against magical people.
Both.
Oh.
It's
Well,
made of pure silver.
well, the silver part doesn't... Well, I mean, it would still hurt me, but not any more than just smacking me with an iron hammer would, but...
Maybe a little bit less. Silver is actually not that hard.
I mean, I'm sure it's still not going to feel good to be hit upside the head with a silver
True.
hammer.
True. Pretty sure someone wrote a song about that once.
So you give him the key, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, he looks it over and then says, "I guess you weren't super smarter than the dwarf." And he puts the key into the hammer shaft and twists it, and the hammer kind of opens up.
In all fairness, I didn't get to look at the hammer yet, okay? I'm not strong enough to hold it. I didn't analyze it. You could have, said something, and if I actually paid attention and looked at the hammer, I would have figured it out. But I didn't look at the hammer.
I wrapped it down when we found it. I forgot
I'm
about the key.
offended. Don't insult my intelligence.
Anyway, if you're looking inside the hammer is just a small bit of parchment that he will grab and unroll for himself to read and then scrunch it up
What
again.
does it say?
Something very interesting. Not for outsiders to know.
Oh, come on.
Um,
Secrets don't make friends.
If you
Hansik,
had...
what's his name?
What's that?
Was Hansik?
Hildeskarn is this kid.
Hildeskarn. Mr. Hildeskarn, if I might ask, we have some friends back in Geffen that you could say are kind of wannabes monster hunters, fellow adventurers. One of them talked a bit about, I guess, your fame about being a monster slayer. Are there any souvenir we might be able to get from him to like shove in his face? I'm fairly sure that would be worth just seeing him drop his jaw on the floor.
Sure, it's the least I
That
can
would
do.
get you.
Free of charge. And he kind of gets this like parchment out, and it has like a portrait of himself on it, and he just signs it.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Sounds
Show
like
him
that.
this.
Oh, Philly's definitely gonna
What-
follow.
Would I think because he signed it himself, will that be good enough, or is this too impersonal of an item?
This is very impersonal of an item.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it technically has his personal signature on it, so
True.
that does kind of personalize it, because it's literally his signature, his handwriting.
But it's
And he's been
literally-
keeping this around, apparently.
Well, you see, he has like a stack of them. There's clearly
Yeah, he's
not,
been keeping them around, I guess.
they're
you know?
not like his
Yeah.
possession. They're things that he's giving away or selling. It's not like
Yeah. I give Tay like a look of like, you know, it may be time to go to the toilet, and I was like, yeah, you know, it is good times, and I just uncork my holy water, and I take another chug. It's like,
Gorg takes the things like, thank you very much, sir, and pulls it together and like puts it in his breast pocket.
Also, I have a question, right? Since you talked about vampires with the hammer, it's like I like the taste of holy water, and I have this theory that since I do drink quite a good amount of it, I think if a vampire drinks my blood, he's gonna get indigestion.
I've never tried it because holy water is. I'd rather use it by throwing it at them. But I mean,
It was a force him to drink it.
Well, yeah, that was a fun time, but
oh, you did what?
well,
Well,
right.
yeah.
So that was a bit. Yeah, that was a good story. I can tell that one. So there was this a vampire guy. He was doing some sort of shady shit around the like general adventuring area where we were at, and so essentially fucked with his stuff a little bit, right? He wasn't too happy about it. Tried to track me down, threatened me, and I was like, nah, man, we good. And then I, proposed him a toast, to drink on it. It's like poured some cups, made sure to drink it first so he could see that it wasn't bad or poisoned or anything like that. And he fucking drank it. It was holy water, and I stabbed the shit out of his face. It was so fun. Holy shit.
Amazing!
I think that's
Did you
fun, yeah.
slay the creature?
Nah, he got dominated.
He got away, sadly. But
Ah,
I like stabbed him as good as I could, and he did not have a great time.
that's amazing. Have you ever considered becoming a vampire hunter?
I actually haven't. I'm more of the like fun party type. But I mean,
What's more fun than ending a creature's life that does not deserve to roam this world? An abomination.
Many have told me that.
Jesus. Anyway, that's too deep for me, Gork. So you're saying that you're teaching people? Like, are you like offering?
Yes.
Do I
can-
get enough free time to still party at least half the day?
Of course.
I look to the others and like,
I still have a lot of months left to spend here.
that's what I thought. I mean, that's
God, what am I gonna do in this city for like 3 more months? Oh my god.
I can teach you too, lass, how to kill vampires.
I'm not the killy type. I'm more of the spellcasty, help out my friends, and
Anyone
sit back
can
and
do
watch
it.
them do
A well-placed
Do I have
stake
to?
will do the job.
I'm not really the staking type. I just would I get blood on my hands? I don't think I want to do that. Do they bleed? I don't even know.
I can teach. A spellcaster has their uses too. Many vampires use a very common charm to protect them from the sunlight. If you can identify it on sight, you can dispel it and burn them in the sunlight.
Jesus.
Oh, that's a strat. Well, I mean, I'm certainly interested, as long as I get enough free time. Got, not too much else to do.
Oh, well,
Well, you two signing
I'll
up?
consider it if I can know what that paper said.
If you do go through with the training, for those that are initiated vampire hunters, this is messages for them.
I'm confused. How is
How long
the
is the
message
train?
vampire hammers? When was the hammer last retrieved?
I do not know when the last time someone held this hammer.
So that note that is important for you has been in that hammer maybe for like 100 years?
Vampires live long lives. Unnatural lives.
What is that paper made out of for it not to crumple?
Scroll
Magic.
parchment.
Magic.
Ah!
Do I get to learn new spells if I agree?
If you pass the training, you will gain new abilities.
I mean, I like the sound of that.
What sort of abilities?
The vampire slaying guy.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry. I gotta know the info before I say yes or no to anything. I just.
You really are smarter than me and Gerald, you know that, Tay.
Well, you know what? When it comes to my abilities, I am very particular. Okay.
I will teach you how to channel the powers of vampires against themselves. And the interest of power shouldn't be what entices you. It should be the prospect of defending yourself and destroying these unholy creatures.
It was Hindiscar, right?
I think we're lying to ourselves if we tell ourselves we don't do things without the interest of power. I think everyone innately wants more power, whether that is the power to defend yourself, the power to defend others. We are all seeking power for some reason. Our reasons may just differ.
So it's kind of immortality. Well, not to be like true immortality. I don't want to die of age.
As long as you swear to me you will use these powers to hunt vampires, I'm fine teaching it to you. Whether or not you as a dual purpose, you are gaining more power for yourself, I'm fine with it. As long as you're using it to eliminate these creatures.
I thought they're vampire hunting powers. What else would he do with them?
They can be used for other things, but they are particularly useful in hunting vampires.
Fair enough.
John, can you type out his name so I can write it down?
I keep Hildiskarn, right?
So, okay, so this is out of character stuff. I need to ask a couple of questions because my character is very wary of making promises because I have things that happen to me if I make promises and don't fulfill those promises. So I need to ask you a question, and if I say something in a way, is this deemed vague enough that how I'm thinking in my head I can use it is how I can use it?
Sure, I guess explain to me what you mean when you're saying that.
Okay, so he's wanting us to promise that we're going to use these powers to hunt vampires.
Mm-hmm.
My character doesn't innately want we briefly we're basically like working-ish for Natalia and vampires. I don't want to hunt all and any vampires. And because of my legalistic stuff, if I make a promise and I go back on my promise, like stuff happens to me. So in her mind, she's thinking, okay, maybe we go to Natalia and we say, look, to kind of do what we had to do, we kind of had to take on this. We had to promise to hunt vampires. I am saying I will use these powers to hunt those you want us to hunt down for you. Maybe they're like rogue vampires. Maybe they're, something like that. Like that's her brain. Like, because I don't want to just go like I don't want to go out hunting all fucking vampires, right? I'm not my mindset is not I'm becoming a vampire hunter. I'm going to hunt down all vampires. But if this could be used as a way to benefit them, just hunt the ones they want us to hunt, is that if I just say something to be like, yeah, like I will use these powers to hunt vampires, but in my mind I'm thinking that, like, will that be okay?
For your personal in-character knowledge, yes, you think that's fine.
That concerns me, the way you worded this. I'm
Your
uncomfortable.
character believes with that logic you should be fine.
Okay. Then I guess I will agree to hunt vampires. I also, I guess I'm like, this isn't gonna make me compelled to, like, feel like, I mean, because I got other important stuff in my life, right? Like, this is awesome and this is cool, and yes, hunting vampires is great, but it's not gonna make me compelled to only want to hunt vampires, right?
The basic intention of this is if you come across a vampire, you should kill it.
Noted. Okay, cool.
Mr. Hildescon,
Yes.
do you know any other?
I'm going to the
monster
bathroom, in character and out of character.
might be good against giants or something like that.
Something,
Not that I don't necessarily want to learn how to hunt vampires, but you know, maybe if you know something that's good against either werewolves, giants, or something like that, maybe I could learn from them.
Of course, I've had to fight giant vampires.
How does that work?
Well, a giant gets
They're
bitten by
like
a vampire,
vampires, but large.
I guess.
and then it mechanically gets the vampire template. No.
Basically, I was like interested that's in our like special monster slayers we might know of. In this town.
Yes, obviously living here, we've had to learn how to fell giants. We don't have any special things about that. We just use giants being weaponry. That's our main way to deal with them.
Do you have any friends in your profession? There's not necessarily vampire hunters, but other special creature hunters that you might know, where we might seek out if we ever need the help.
Depends what kind of creature.
I guess the ones that comes to mind could be, well, dragons are extinct, so I guess those aren't the question.
There was a legendary dragon slayer, but I believe he's passed.
I hope there wasn't a used hairbrush in that toilet.
What?
Anyway,
No.
that
You
was
use your
out of
brush in the
character.
toilet.
No.
Okay.
Well, what are
Any
you
nail
what are you looking
clippings in the
for?
bathroom?
What are you looking for in the bathroom when you're in
Body
there?
parts.
Anything
Severed
That-
body parts.
anything that could be like his DNA, essentially.
Yeah, you see like strands of hair around.
Do they look like his hair?
I mean, they are gray. There's some gray hairs around that you can find if you're looking close enough.
Do I feel like picking hairs up off the floor constitutes stealing?
Also, you didn't promise not to steal.
Yeah, you didn't promise not to
Okay,
steal, but
true.
It's just me.
True.
not really.
That's why I'm not doing it.
So you pick up these hairs, and how do you keep them safe and not get them mixed up with stuff? Do you have vials? Do you have something to keep them in?
I mean, she's a maid, so of course she has vials.
Yeah, we always say that when it's convenient, but do you actually have any on your
True.
character sheet?
Let me
Like,
see.
I'm the only one that literally does.
I have a backpack though. Let me see. My bag of holding.
I guess monsters like, oh, actually, there's a sea serpent down in the Southern Seas, if you're about that.
I've been focused on vampire slaying. The only other proficient specific monster slaying I've come across is a dragon slayer. And like I said, he's passed to the next life, I
Oh.
believe.
I got some waterproof
Do
bags.
you know
Acid
something more
dragons.
about undeads, potentially?
I'm sorry,
Than
what did you
just
say,
vampires?
Gerald?
Oh, and so did they, I think, right? I that was the thing. Dragons are gone.
Yeah,
Yes,
except
I
the
haven't
dragon.
seen any dragons for some time. I believe that's what cost him his life.
Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking out one of my spell books. They are in waterproof bags in my bag of holding. I am opening up to a specific page that I will remember in my spell books, placing a handful of different hairs that I find, getting multiples if I can find them, just in case other gray
It's not like a handful.
hair.
You can find like 3 or 4. Like
Yeah, like
strands
3 or
of hair.
4. I'm saying I'm just grabbing more than one strand. I'm grabbing whatever I see, putting them in specific page of the spell book, closing my spell book back up, putting it back in its waterproof bag, putting it back in my bag of holding. Yeah, well.
Yeah. Is there any moral quandaries about doing this? You don't feel bad about him trusting you, bringing you in his home, teaching you the secrets of vampire hunting? You're just literally setting him up to maybe be killed by vampires.
I mean, I don't think I have moral quandaries because I feel like Tay feels a little kinship maybe with vampires because she is an odd race as well, where she feels like a lot of people think she's an abomination just because of what she is. So she doesn't necessarily like agree with his mindset on it, because it seems like from what she's heard him say, he thinks vampires are abominations because they're unnatural, they have long lives. Like, she hasn't heard him say anything like, because they did this bad thing. So he's just saying because he thinks they're unnatural and they have long lives. She sort of feels like she could be considered unnatural and she lives a long life. She's over 100 years old already. So he's like talking about, oh yeah, they can live for over 100 years. I'm like, bro, I'm 100 years old. So I don't know. I don't feel that moral quandary because I feel like I'm just lucky that he's a vampire slayer and not a tiefling slayer. Like, I feel like I could easily be interchanged, so.
Same with Gork. It's like,
Well,
you know,
I personally, I don't feel that big of moral quandaries yet, but it depends on how well their indoctrination works when learning the vampire hunter
it's the brainwash.
technique. So, you know, I may just need to flip, right?
Mr. Handelscott, do you know much about undead sort of adventures vampires? I have one I might want to know if you know more about it.
Of course. What would
I
you...
give him a description of the weird fucking demon undead that had opened its entire fucking stomach through the guy's arm.
Wait, which one?
The undead in the mountains down south, the one where the guy lost an arm and shit, like that fucking demon undead.
Yeah, I don't remember which one you're talking about.
It's
The one
on
that's on the
bounded
notice board? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it because it fucking scares the shit out of me.
Let me look at my notes, which one that is.
The fact that you showed me just opens like its stomach or something, it's just teeth.
It's the gaping dragon.
Well, it's not a dragon. I would have been much less concerned with what's the gaming dragon, because when it's just barrel roll left.
Just dodge the acidic barf words.
And other than that, just sticks to its side, and then it can do nothing to you.
Cut the tail to get a great axe.
True.
Do you remember anything else about it? Because I don't remember exactly which one you're talking about.
I remember like it had like this weird aura about it, like they couldn't hurt it when they tried to strike the fucking thing.
I think that's just because it had DR.
Yeah, that might just because it had the R. But like, yeah, like it a part of it like opened up and basically like ate the guy.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember this either.
Yeah, I don't
I
remember
mean,
it
it's
like that. So.
legitimate months ago. It was last year we talked about it.
Last year we talked about it?
Yeah, like yeah, because like it was. Yeah, it was last year.
Okay,
It hadn't
let's
been
just go
forever.
back here. It's not any of these? Because these are the current ones that were on the board.
Is this the normal or the? It's this guy.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought, but I don't remember explaining he opened anything up. He just like
Just-
he
But
like
something happened and that guy lost his arm and it wasn't cut. I'm pretty sure you said like he was like chewed. So it's like a lot of teeth is what you said. I remember a lot of teeth being said.
They look like tortured humans. It's basically they look like they're like stitches of skin put together. But I don't know where you got that teeth thing from.
I think you told him about this monster, right? And in his mind, he just started forming this
Maybe.
terrifying creature, and
I
it
guess the
got
guy
more and
just
more
got his
terrifying with
arm like
time.
cut off then by a blade.
Yeah, because they wield spike chains.
Okay, how the hell did Ven lose his arm? Was this
I don't remember how I described it. I don't know. But they usually, they're born from scraps of imperfect flesh, bent chain, and scarred minds. They're bound
Okay,
together
well-
by, sculptors, surgeons, and shit.
Yeah. Well, that guy explained him about.
Yeah, he'll let you know that these are... Scarishians? I don't know how to say it, but I'll put it in chat. They're actually not undead, but he'll know about them. They are extraplanar evil creatures.
I would want to go about potentially banishing or slaying one.
Well, like many evil creatures, they have DR silver, he lets you know, so silver's good. They have spell
Paradise.
resistance.
Yes, but also it's not-
You want to watch out for their gaze, because they can make you staggered for 1 round if you lock eyes with them. Doesn't look like... Is there a save on that? There should be.
Guessing a fortitude save.
Oh yeah, there is a save. There it is. I mean, it's just like any other creature. It has regeneration.
Do you
That can
know
be
how to get rid of
disabled
that?
with good spells and weapons or silver.
Okay, so go the line of silver.
Yeah, other than that, its main thing is a shadow scream. Once per hour, it can burst the bonds, sealing its mouth, and unleash a cacophony of darkness and soul-shaking howls from the pits of the shadow plane. All creatures in the area are deafened for as long as they remain in the area, unless you succeed a save or become confused.
Oh, okay, so you are deafened no matter what.
Yeah, and then you may save for confusion effect.
Okay. Well, thank you for telling me that. So, I mean, if I have time, I would love to learn from you too. But I have to finish with the Elder Smiths first.
I'm sure you're not gonna have time, bro. They're gonna milk you for as long as they can.
Anything else you want to know?
Not currently. Actually, when and where do I go?
You show up here every morning, bright and early, and we'll be training.
How bright and early?
6 a.m.
I'll wake you up, guys. I wake up at 5.
It'll be worth it if you pass.
Box looks at his wrist like, by the way, I should probably head to bed soon. That's the Elder Smith's gonna knock my head over.
Well, let's do that then.
Yeah, you guys can head back and rest for the evening. Anything you want to discuss before you sleep?
Probably. So, how was the bathroom, Brick Tay?
This bathroom was a little hairy.
Oh, that's good.
You know, I'm just a clean freak. It kind of weirds me out a little bit.
Understandable. Well, I guess we should all then head to bed and, Wake up bright and early. I'll make sure to wake you guys tomorrow at 6. Well, 5 rather. So you have time to wake up.
Yeah, let's let's see how good of a student I'm gonna be, how interesting these training lessons are.
Right? I'm like, this is gonna be interesting.
This was during the 3rd month, right, John?
Yeah, you guys will begin your training on the beginning of the 3rd month. And it'll be training for a month / finishing your crafting for a month. You won't be able to train with them, Gorg, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's fine.
Are we gonna have like any like actual stuff we do, or this is kind of just like theoretically we go and train for a month?
This is just hand waving unless there's any specific things you want to do.
Yeah, so what sort of, I'm just curious, like what sort of stuff, like is he like training us? I'm just curious, like
Yeah.
what it entails. Not that we have to go through it, but I just want to know like what kind of stuff he's training us on and what he's like teaching us to do.
He's teaching you to hone the abilities that vampires have to use them against them. He will be teaching you to temporarily make you move faster, like vampires can.
That's good for you, Felix.
He will.
Don't hate that.
So there's like a week where he teaches you that. There's a few days where he'll teach you how to summon the creatures that vampires rely on to help you, like swarms of bats, rats, insects, and stuff like that.
Good to train.
Guys, he's making us into a vampire.
He teaches you to use. You're able to increase your perception and stealth temporarily. Temporarily gain energy resistance equal to something. Basically create resistance against some sort of energy.
Does he learn them how to have dark vision?
He doesn't teach that because he's a dwarf. He doesn't need it.
There is actually the very last one, Vampiric Sight. He'll teach you how to temporarily give yourself dark vision up to 60 feet. If you already have dark vision, increases the range by 30 feet.
Hey,
Nice.
Felix, you cannot learn to fucking
90
See the
feet
darkness
dark
of-
vision.
Well, I don't know how. See, I don't know how motivated I am for these lessons. That's the real question. Like,
Joe?
he's got to sell me on the doctrine first, right?
Here's what's happening every morning at 5 a.m. Gorg is like hammering on your door. 5 minutes, you don't wake up. He kicks you down. Goes and picks you up and it's like, you're going to work, Joe.
Yeah, so basically half the day is theory / him telling you why vampires are bad, and the other half of the day is learning the actual techniques. So
All Tay hears is why tieflings are bad, why tieflings are bad, why tieflings are bad, and I'm
gonna
internally and
see
like,
how-
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Okay, let's go train.
Yeah, I think he's making some good points.
yeah, he just goes over about how he'll bring up his personal anecdotal evidence about how his family was murdered relentlessly by vampires. How
My
vampires
family
are-
has also been hunted and attempted to murder relentlessly by other random people.
Yeah, then he
Interesting.
brings up some statistics.
Yeah, he just says like it's in the vampire's nature that they need to feed on living creatures, which causes them
Yeah.
to end up killing them.
Yeah.
Actually,
Actually, 81% of all blood suckings are perpetrated by vampires.
yeah, and yeah, he'll just go into how they're creatures of undeath. Undead creatures are typically not good creatures. They're seen to be needing to be destroyed, eradicated, etc., etc.
Done.
Yes.
You can go first, Whitney.
Over this month, am I able to acquire maybe a few more hairs just in case?
You won't be really going back to his house, but
Oh,
if you're
okay.
specifically looking for it, he's like training you and stuff. I'm sure random strands of hair will fall to the ground, but you may risk him seeing you do that.
What if my jerboa picks them up?
Yeah, your Jerboa can try to pick them up if you want.
Okay. I'm not going to do it very often. It'll be like once or twice if I see specifically like a hair fall. I'll just be like, hey, jerboa. You know, just to have a few backups that look like they're probably for sure coming from him. And if they notice my jerboa doing something, we'll just be like, sorry, I'll keep him under control. He's a little stir crazy down here. He's used to being outside where he can kind of like run around and into trees. So he's going a little batshit crazy, not being like outside for like 3 months.
Okay, yeah. Anything else specifically you guys want to do over the course of this month?
I have a thing.
Uh-huh.
I want to ask the Elder Dwarfs if they might have any essence from elementals, specifically fire or frost elementals. As I am looking for those components to finish to continue my work on 2 of my masterpieces, and I would love, if possible, that I could continue that work here.
They let you know that it is a rare thing to have an essence of an elemental, that those things go bad fairly quickly. It's also a precarious thing to get, since elementals are, I believe, neutral in alignment.
They are, yes.
Yeah, so they'll let you, if you're asking about this, they let you know that this is a kind of gray area of crafting, and that you typically would want to travel the plains and find a naturally dying elemental and collect their essence. And you, of course, wouldn't seek out to kill an elemental just to craft with it.
Of course not. I would rather, strike a deal with one. Not
Yeah,
still
and they
taking
say
his life with it.
you need to quickly use the essence once collected, so they don't have any just kicking around. This is something you'd have to seek out.
Do you know where I might be able to procure some Essence of the Frost, since this is the Mountain of Cold?
Yes, there have been ice elementals known seen around here. If you scour the mountain, you'll sure find 1 or 2.
Do you think I'll frighten the shit out of Hildeskarn one day for a second if I start talking into Krill?
You want to start talking into Krill?
I think in days back of her mind would be like it would be kind of funny, but maybe one day I'll just be like, "Is it useful that I can speak into Krill?"
He'll look at you and say, "Of course. Like I'm teaching you to use their abilities against you, you must learn to read their texts and learn more about them."
Cool.
No, just answer him cool in the acrylic.
Yeah, I say cool into Krill.
I mean, he assumes you know since you've asked, and he responds in Krill as well, so he knows the language.
Oh, okay.
Do you have anything that could substitute fire essence around here potentially?
I don't know what you're making. What do you need it for?
My friend Gerald, I made him 2 weapons called Sun and Moon. I made them during a period of mourning my lost friend. I made Sun based around the happiness memories I have with her, and a dedication to I need to look at the gods. What is the nature god, John?
Kala.
Kala.
To Kala,
Just Kala Inferno.
and be about the light and the life that she brought to me from the few months I spent with her. The idea with the weapon is that it will imbue fire into it, giving, in mechanical terms, well, no, giving it the essence of fire in it, so when you strike with it, you can choose to burn your target from inside the wound, afflicting fire upon them. Of course, if they aren't susceptible to fire, it will still just function as a good sword.
Yeah, that is a unique weapon. We couldn't recreate that without some sort of special material. You could just apply the flaming property to it, though.
Yes, but that would not do the same thing. My friend has this good thing about striking where it will truly hurt. And my derivative weapon is that it will help amplify that damage and make it truly burn.
Sounds like if you're making a very unique weapon, you need a unique component.
Indeed, which is why I asked if maybe you had something that could substitute that. If not, then of course I will still seek out the fires.
Anything that would be useful for that has already been used or is needed by our own people.
Of course. At this point, can I know what my teacher's name is?
Sure. I mean, you would have had several teachers. So what do you mean? Just like a specific one, or what do you mean?
Is that one that has taught me more than the others that I could really call maybe hitting my teacher, or have they all been
Yeah,
taught
there's
me?
like kind of like a head guy that's kind of been like heading up the whole curriculum, kind of, if you will.
I've got well first ask, may I have the honor once I'm done here, Master Craftsman, to call you my teacher?
Of course, it is a female dwarf named Bifund. That was heading your curriculum.
The name just when if like right down to me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Master. Truly. So around the areas outside, like basically trying like see if you can get a specific point where there might be elementals, or if it's just like just go searching in the mountains anywhere.
That is their name. And then what? During this last month, you want to just go outside and look for ice elementals?
Well, it's more like, is there a specific area maybe where they are, or is it like fucking anywhere in the mountains?
Given time, you could find one or two, but what's your plan? Are you going to kill it?
So they speak elemental. They are... Okay, over the time I can also probably study up on frost elementals. Are they neutral also?
Yes.
Okay, so they won't potentially just attack me on sight.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. I will cast Elemental Speech. I have that spell. I will prepare it. I have one of them prepared.
Okay. Can you put that spell in chat? I just want to read it.
Yeah, so saying, let me just do one, Elemental Speech. Whoop.
The chosen element, including but not limited to the true elemental creatures. The spell elemental speech does not guarantee a friendly reaction, and merely means communication. You can converse with a selected type of creature, even if they do not understand one another. This cast as a water spell. You converse often with the creature, a water subtype, or a swim speed. Yeah, you can get some water as you cast a spell to speak with the water/ice elementals.
Oh. When I meet one, I will basically have my hands up, bow, and say, I come in peace. I do not wish you any harm.
It is rare that one as you can speak my tongue. What is it you seek?
I might say could potentially offend you, but again, I mean, I wish you no harm. I seek the essence of frost to work on... I am a craftsman. I make both weapons and different kind of things. Currently, I'm working on a weapon for a friend that I want to be one of my masterpieces in life. For that, I will need the essence of frost to continue my work on it. Another its counterpart, the essence of fire. I do not wish, of course, to take it from a living elemental, but it's not how a trade should be done.
What do you propose?
What would you like me to do, or...
I cannot simply
Pass.
trade away my essence.
Of course, I do not ask for yours either, as I know that your essence would mean your end. Do you know of an elemental that might soon be near their end, that I might be able to talk about having a deal with? It would not cost them much, of course. Again, I will not slay them, but the deal
It
will
shakes
be made
its
with them.
snowy body. There is nothing you can offer. The essences are sacred. They must return to the snow and ice so that new elementals may spring from it. It is
See,
unholy to take an essence away and use it.
there's no way a deal could be struck where I would owe you something,
No.
do something for you.
No deals can be struck here when speaking of the souls of my people.
Do you have an enemy that you might want to get rid of, someone that hunts your people?
We, of course, fear our opposite elements, but we would not
Yes.
exchange one life for another.
Are there anybody out here that seeks you harm?
Even if they did, you bringing me their head would not justify me bringing you an essence of my people. Like I said, if we take an essence out of our plane, it inhibits
It is
new
an
elementals from
elemental.
growing.
Yes. Can I ask you this then, all-powerful elemental? Do you know of some way that I could procure something else that could maybe do the same trick? That would not force me to use the life of an elemental. I do not wish to forsake my craft, but neither do I wish to take the life of a greater being just for the sake of that. Because that is not the right, let us say, just.
Yes, there is such a forge you could use in the plane of water that would imbue a weapon with such a power.
Then I guess the trade will be different. What must I do to be allowed access to use your sacred forge?
That is something you must discuss with the water elemental tribe there. I am simply but a denizen of the plane.
Do you know maybe of a way that I would be able to contact them if I'm able to find a way to the plane of water?
Simply access the plane of water and you should be able to easily find them and talk with them.
Let's see. Out of question, John. The elemental I'm speaking to, is it a lesser, normal, a greater?
This looks to be like a medium-sized elemental.
Gorg's little powers, and I thank you, the elemental, and I wish upon you to grow stronger in the future, become one of the greater ones. And Gorg will take his leave. I actually realized one thing. Do you know of a way one might access the elemental plane of water?
Do the magic.
Out of the magic.
There are spells that one travel the planes, but without that, there are gates in the material plane that connect the planes together.
Do you know where I might find the gate to the water plane?
I'm gonna guess deep down in some water.
Give me a
Okay.
diplomacy check to get him to reveal the location of the
Can I get
plane.
any bonuses because I've been really nice so far?
Yes, of course.
Come on!
No,
Wow!
he kind of shakes his head. Part of the trials of earning the right to use the forge will be finding the gate yourself. Or
Understand.
finding your own way to the plane.
Go bows and makes his way back to Thunderstone. And he finds Tay. Tay, I need you to do me a favor. We've been together for a few months now, yes?
What kind of favor?
I need you to find a way to send me to the elemental plane of water and make sure I don't die while I'm there. And a way back.
Bro, planar travel? That's a little out of my league right now. Let me do some research. One, I mean, I could probably cast a scroll, but it's gonna be expensive to get. Plane shift. I have to be at 7th level. What else we got? We could commune with planes. We could contact a plane.
They require me to go there. I need a forge.
Interplanetary. No, I want that plane shift I looked at. Speak with plane. What is... This is like a Psionic version. Is Plane Shift the main spell that lets you go to planes?
Believe
John?
so.
Yeah. Honestly, you might be able to do this before I can do this. When can you cast 5th level spells?
Let's see. In like 5 or 6 levels, I think.
Oh, really?
Let me completely sure, but yeah, I'm fairly sure.
Okay, so I technically can't do this myself.
Yeah, 5 levels. I don't get access to that until level 14.
Okay, so for me to cast a 7th circle spell, yeah, I would need to be 13th level. So, if you can find a scroll of it, if we can find scrolls, they'll be expensive, but I could probably cast it off of scrolls. But we also need to find, like, these metal forks that are attuned to the water plane. So, I mean, we could potentially figure this out, but it's going to cost us a lot, and we're going to have to find someone who has this shit, so...
Have you ever heard about a gate to the elemental planes? Over your years.
I'm assuming my character would hear about this, but do you want a knowledge check to know if I specifically know about this information or if I've heard of any gates in particular?
Knowledge the planes.
I keep clicking the wrong things. Oh my god, there we go. Knowledge planes. What do I know?
Yes, you crossed your many studies of being a studious wizard. You've read that it is rumored, not confirmed, that the planes of water are deep in the oceans. Specifically, with that check, you can know that it is rumored that the ones you read about... I'm looking at the map. Somewhere out here. Pinging now. Is rumored.
Damn, that's far away.
And you, all the way out there.
Yeah.
There is a gate to the water plane. That is rumored to be, like, you just read, like, the account of one of the wizards who is a planar traveler, and he noted that he went through a gate there.
Okay, so that's an option.
I'd say we should wait until I at least get one more circle of spells. At that point, I can teleport, so I can theoretically teleport us closer out to that general area of water. I'll need water protective spells for us, obviously, so we can breathe underwater, but then we could at least try exploring the area and seeing if we could find something.
I mean, we could also take a boat to that
It's
area,
gonna
right?
take a lot of fucking time.
Well, yeah,
I'm not that far away from being able to teleport, chill.
No, I mean, like, also, they'll still take a boat out there. Might also smart.
But also, depending if there's still sea creatures being a little cray-cray, I don't know if boats want to go out there.
I mean, wasn't the sea serpent to the west?
I think so, but you know.
I don't think there was anything to the east, right, John?
Well, it's called the Sea of Ghosts, right? Doesn't sound like a necessarily nice place.
What was the question? What's to the left? What do you mean?
To the left, there's the serpent. There's nothing to the right, to the east.
Oh, yeah, you're nothing that you're aware of. I mean, there could be things, but nothing
Do you know
reported.
maybe the gate to the elemental fire might be?
Do I need another check, or do I know anything with that check?
That check, you
Yeah.
can have vague awareness of the locations of the planes gates for the elements.
Okay.
Fire one. Here, I'll just mark this one. I'll mark it. So this is blue for water, so I remember.
Yeah, that's probably very fucking important. Because I will be going to the plains, John. I will probably have a reason to go to Air and Earth at one point.
You realize going to the plane of fire, I don't even think my Endure elements will keep you safe from the heat of the plane of fire.
I can get that fine myself.
How?
I have a spell called Shield of Wings.
Does it give you, like, fire immunity?
Yes.
For how long?
Okay.
Okay, very short.
Yeah. Tay is aware of the plane of
Well-
fire over here.
1 minute per level plus 1 minute. Whoa, plane of... Is that the little red circle?
Yeah.
Down in fucking Umbala? Damn.
Okay, so that one would be one of a trouble. What about the wind and earth, John?
Yeah, I will mark these.
So that one would be very interesting because you guys are a completely different continent.
Yep.
But yeah, I will probably make something that will help me better in the elemental fire. Rather than just shield the wings now that I think about it. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
not gonna help
because
me.
I mean, it's gonna give you
Yeah.
immunity, but it's only gonna be like 10 minutes worth.
Yeah, and I need to be in there for hours potentially.
Plane of Earth is over here. Gate.
Hey, that was close. Huh? What
Climb a rock, fun.
do you know anything about the climate maybe in the elemental earth, Tay? Like, would I be able to breathe in there normally?
Probably.
And plane of air is somewhere in the sky region of over here.
Sky region.
Like in
Oh,
the
so
sky.
it's- Yeah. Watch out, that's actually a fucking island up there. Alright, good to know. And that's there are only 4 elemental planes, right?
I believe so. Elemental planes. They're 4 classic planes, they say.
It says the geography of the plane of Earth is composed primarily of rock and earth, metal and gemstones, solid
you're just
rock,
underground,
earth,
but there's no end to the underground.
dark, dry, fungus,
But it seems
emitted
like you can breathe there.
crystals. Intrusions of elemental fire and water extend from the plane of Earth's borders. Bodies of magma and volcanic tunnels extend from the plane of fire, while the influence of the plane of water results in vast buried oceans. And bodies of limestone and salt. A tunnel known as the Vent extends through the plane of Earth from its border with fire on one side to that of water on the other.
Interesting.
Description: unending caverns containing untold mineral wealth.
Cool.
Gravity
what-
is normal. Time is normal. Realm is immeasurable. Essence Earth, mildly neutral aligned.
How's the air? Does it
It's
say
probably
that?
gonna be a lot of fucking air. Like,
Which plane
Sure,
are
I
you
can
asking
go.
The elemental earth base is just like, can you breathe normally in there? Or do you need something special, like with the fire and water plane?
Oh, you're asking about the fire and water plane?
No, the earth plane.
Earth plane?
We've been trying to figure out if I went in there now, would I just suffocate?
Let's find out.
it says caverns, so I don't think so. It said it's made of immeasurable caverns. Like, I think there's gonna still be air there. I mean, the fire plane is gonna have air as well. Fire literally needs air. It's just that the heat is gonna be so hot that like you would die instantly, right? Or like even like something like Ender Elements it's gonna be hotter than that. So the plane of fire, there's no problem breathing. It's just surviving the heat. Earth, it's just gonna be like deep caverns of probably lots of rocks and mineral, but there's still air. It's just very cavernous. Plane of air is obviously going to be vast amounts of air,
Well, hold
but you
on,
would
let me
probably
just
need the ability to like fly.
tell you. So planes with this trait that it's Earth. Visitors who need to breathe run the risk of suffocation if they don't reach a cavern or other pocket of air, breathable air within the Earth. Worse yet, individuals without the ability to burrow are entombed in the Earth and must dig their way out.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that is if you end up like in a not cavern, right?
Yeah, and I would guess like if I go through the portal at least, it's probably putting me to a place where like there's space.
Yeah, so it's just like it's breathable air, but then there could be areas where you can't breathe or whatever.
Okay, so don't travel to the plane of Earth through magic, go through the portal. That's at least a safe option.
Or have air bubble on when you do it, you know?
Yeah.
Probably still have bubble, yeah.
For fire stuff, unpredictable flammable materials catch fire almost instantly. Individuals wearing unpredictable flammable clothing catch on fire. In addition,
I need to figure out something that can basically borderline protect me from fire, like complete immunity.
yeah, you'll take 3d10 points of fire damage each round while on the fire plane. Water plane. Planes with this trait are mostly liquid. Visitors who can't breathe in water or reach a pocket of air are likely to drown. Yeah.
Yeah, but there I have air breathing.
And then for air is mostly open space. There's just a few bits of floating stone or solid matter. It's usually a breathable atmosphere. So you just need to be able to like fly, I guess.
Oh no, I will have water breathing. So fair sure I have access to that already. No? Yeah,
Probably.
I just have air breathing with water breathing, but yeah, it's the same spell, basically. Just once for the other. Alright, but yeah, we spent our time here, John.
Indeed. At the end of the training for my vampire hunters, in order to receive the benefits that this training has caused, he asks you to make a pledge to Pelosis that you will only use these powers to protect others and destroy vampire kind.
Okay.
Do you swear
It
to
says
Pelosis?
protect others. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making. I'm not saying this to make you change the pledge, but his pledge is very vague, so I'm okay with
is.
swearing to this.
I'll repeat this again. I don't know if I said this to the group, but it is known that the gods do not like.
Sneaky.
What's the word? Technicalities. They like the intent of your promise. They look at the intent. They don't. Technically, yes, you could probably say like, I'm justified in doing this because technically I didn't promise to do this exact thing. But I'm saying, as the GM being the gods, they don't take kindly to that.
What if in my head I'm like, yeah, I will protect others with this. If I see a vampire that is like harming someone, I will use my powers to protect these people and kill them. But
Sure.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
For the two of you who swear this, you may add to your character sheets the feature from the Vampire Hunter class, Vampire Focus. So you should be able to open the compendium and look for Vampire Focus as a feature, and you may add it to your character sheets.
What about me, John? I've spent 3 months working with the Elder Dwarves.
Yes. Oh, and you guys also get to pick a Vampire Technique feat.
Can I throw knives?
I don't know. I haven't looked at them all, but you can basically pick from this list here. I think this hopefully will work.
Is it on the Vampire Hunter?
Yeah, it's under Vampire Hunter. Oh, it didn't link. But yeah, if you go under Vampire Hunter here, there's a section
Technique feat.
called Technique Feat, yeah. And the Technique Feats in the bottom part there say include, and there's a bunch of links to all those things. You can pick one
Yeah,
of those.
the click here, don't click that. That's not a proper link.
Yeah, just the top, just that second last part. The Technique Feats include, pick one of those.
Blessed Water, Death's Nightmare.
Yeah.
Wait, so what is the first feature we're adding? You've said some more
Vampire
stuff now.
Focus.
Okay.
And it basically just as a swift action, you can activate these things, these different things that he was training you in. And you're going to treat yourself as a level 1 whatever. So you just get the first part of all of them.
Is it one word? Because I typed in vampire space focus in the compendium and I don't see it.
Vampiric.
Sorry, Vampiric Focus. Yeah, sorry.
There it is.
So you have those choices to activate for a minute per day.
You know, Felix, what's your will score?
You mean my will save?
Yeah, no, will score. Like your action wisdom
You mean
score.
my wisdom? 9.
You can't get luck will.
What?
I was looking at the feat locked will technique. There's like you get a +4 bonus on saving throws against mind effects.
Huh.
You need 14 wisdom though.
So,
Funny.
clarify for a second again, John. What was our promise? Are we promising to only use these against vampires, or just only use these in terms of protecting people? So, AKA, we won't use them to like do bad things.
Yeah, the intent of it is to use it to protect yourself and kill vampires.
Okay, so if we were in a different scenario where we were generally justified in protecting ourselves and we use these, it would be fine. It's just if we used it in a scenario where it was like cheap and you're not doing this to protect yourself.
Yeah, if you're just like,
be
let's just say we did a solo session and you're like, I want to go kill that wizard to get a spell book, and you use this vampiric ability to help you kill him, I'd be
Gotcha,
like,
okay.
whoa, what are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Oh
do I
my
get,
god, I think Gerald should take blessed water, so you just keep blessing water to drink.
Hey, you're gonna save money now.
Oh my god, that's so good.
That just cracks me up. You're like, oh, something useful. Make my own holy water.
Oh, I
Cast
love
blessed
that.
number but equal to no, he can't.
Yeah, these all
That's
have lots of prerequisites. Do we actually have to
I
meet
have
the
14
prereqs on
charisma.
them?
Stop saying I can't.
It's
Wait,
based
no,
on your
that's for a
wisdom
different one.
modifier.
Ah,
Yeah,
no.
I'll say if you're picking it.
add your wisdom modifier minimum of 1.
Why did you say minimum of 1?
Oh no, that's a different fucking technique.
Yeah, you guys don't need
Never
the prerequisites to take these. These are you've been trained
Alright.
for a month to take.
And I
them.
would say locked will sounds good for you, Felix, because that's just +4 on like mind affecting things.
Yeah, but it sounds like a good ability. Why would I take a good ability if I could make my own holy water, right?
I mean,
so
one is fun, the other one is good.
for Christian,
Yes.
you may add a trait to your character sheet called Craftsman. It's a dwarf-only trait.
Okay.
See if it's in the compendium. If not, I can link it. But basically, you get a +2 bonus on all craft or profession checks related to metal or stone. And there's one other thing I'm giving you here.
Well, what's it called specifically?
It is called Craftsman.
Craftsman. With an S.
Yes.
We will see. The compendium is loading. It potentially just crashed, Foundry.
Is everyone else crashing or mine's up?
I'm not in it, but I don't think so.
Oh, there we go. It just lagged a lot. Craftsman.
Where in the compendium would I find the vampiric focus?
What's Vampire Scholar? Class skill.
Yeah, if you're on your character sheet and there's like a little compendium opening thing near the features section, I believe that should open it up. If not, I can add it for you. So when you're in your features tab and you go class features, there's like a little folder in the top right of that little tab. It says open
that one.
compendium. Yeah, that should bring you to the
Yeah.
features.
No, I got it. Okay, it's taken like 10 years to open, but I got it.
+2. +2. And we're gonna say specific skill. Craft armor. Specific skill. Craft weapon. Because it wouldn't help me when I'm making magical items, right? Because it's on all craft and profession checks.
That
Because I'm
specifically,
using
no,
spellcraft.
will not help
Oh
you
my
with
God.
magic weapons.
I think I'm gonna almost have to take Soured Soul. Because it makes it so vampires get sick if they drink my blood.
Okay, that's also funny.
There you go.
What else, John?
I'm looking for it. Give me a second.
I can't find this on the compendium.
What are you looking for?
These like technique feats aren't.
Yeah, I can't find them in
Popping
the
up.
compendium either.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to create a feat with it.
We will probably still get our ass kicked if we decide to go fight with Skullfucker, right?
Probably.
I mean, he has a
knows?
bunch of dudes chilling with him, so it just depends on how strategic we are at taking out all of, like, the...
Yep.
I mean, if we were really good and really strategic, take out, like, as many of the, like, side people as we can before going for him, like, we may be able to succeed in it. But if we just try to brute force to run our way in and have to fight them all at once, we'll probably be dead.
I think probably wait with that for a bit, at least until like.
I mean, the thing is we don't really know what, like, level all these people are. We just know that there's a good amount, because they have a lot of, like, low B things, and then they had, like, the cleric and the oracle and the
Oracle,
sorcerer, I think.
And one more. He had 4 sidekicks. Do you remember what the 4th one was, John? It was like cleric. No, it was an oracle sorcerer.
Well, you let him do what he's doing between asking him other questions while he's trying to focus on something.
You're right. Again, you are the smart one.
I don't remember where to put notes on your will save.
What do you mean? Like, so, like, a thing pops up?
Or like situational notes where I roll my will save and like me and
just
John
put it
see
on,
the...
on the, like, miscellaneous make a thing. Its name, and then, when you edit it, changes.
Yeah, okay, I remember. Yeah.
We won't level. No shot. I was like, maybe nah, I doubt we're getting 11,000 XP from this.
Nope.
I think we'll get a lot though from like the tomb quest thing, but I doubt it'll be 11,000. I mean, okay, one thing by the way, Whitney, your camera's been acting weird.
I know, it keeps flickering, I don't know why. No idea.
You know, I know how
I
we
don't
level,
really
guys.
care.
We can go kill the Grim Reaper. That thing, then I think we might level.
True.
We also might die, but...
I don't know. More XP for the survivor.
Okay, cool.
Yes, let's go.
So what are you picking, Felix? Oh, you picked the Soured Soul?
It's so funny. I can't not take it.
Just don't ever willingly agree to let a vampire drink from you when you're trying to like just let
something
them.
you want me to pick from, John?
Yeah, I'm looking for a few more, but those you can start looking at if you want to pick. You get a bonus feat, and you can pick from those.
Okay. So what do we have here? We have the first one, Twin Thunders. 2-weapon fighting, or... Once per round when wielding a bludgeoning weapon in each hand, which I'm not. But I guess let's ignore that part. Or what, John?
What?
Should I just ignore the part about it having to be a bludgeoning weapon?
No.
Okay,
Why
then
would you-
Twin Thunders is out of the area. That doesn't work.
You could start using a bludgeoning weapon.
True.
You want me to spend the next, like, 2 months against this crafting?
You could just buy a bludgeoning weapon.
True.
Yeah, but I have the
True
whole
and
thing that, like,
fist.
intimidate when I hit people, so I need my weapons to be made out of blood iron.
Mm-hmm.
You get a +2 relational bonus in all knowledge and profession checks, and can make checks with those skills untrained. Which technically we have already been doing, but yeah. We shouldn't
Okay,
have.
This is the last bunch of them. You can pick a bonus feat from any of those that I put in there.
So, breath of experience, maybe. Fight on! Once per day, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your constitution modifier. You can this feat as an immediate action reduced to 0 hit points of fuel. You can use this feat to prevent yourself from dying. What is my con mod?
But yeah, we don't have to take up game time for these choices or anything else you guys want to do. We're at 4:30 my time, which is 30 minutes after we usually. I can keep going, but if, I don't know what you guys wanted to do for the rest of the time.
I mean, I definitely want to end the thing with Natalia. So I would say we head back to Geffen. And contact Natalia.
Is that
No,
is
put
that
an
what
end
the
to
rest of
this
the party
arc.
wants to do? You guys want ready to head
do we
out?
want to do that this time though?
I mean, I don't currently want to try and fuck with Skullfucker. Not currently.
Okay.
The way I at minimum want Whitney to have her 5th level, right? I think that's what you get next level.
Yeah, I think I get 5th level spells once we
Yeah,
level
and I'll
up
get
again.
4th level. So I would say at minimum that
Mm-hmm.
before we think about doing that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I still think we can probably end it here and then think about what we're gonna do next time.
Sure, yeah, we'll just end with you guys, unless you're going out of your way to look for things to fight. We can end with you guys just traveling and getting back to Geffen.
Yeah.
So we can start
Yeah.
back in Geffen. Just some highlights to
just-
help you plan on what you guys have, since you've been isolated in the mountains for the past 3 months. As you emerge and get back to Geffen, you do hear that the southern country of Argarthia has been plunged into war. It's a civil war, nothing to bother you guys about. But if you want to know more about it, you can find out more if you care. But yeah, you just hear probably best to avoid the southern continent area unless
Cool.
you want to participate in some war. War
So
games.
currently, our place is kind of in a civil war.
Which place?
The place where the Poles of the Elemental of Fire is.
No, that is a different country. That is Umbala.
Yeah, that's way south.
Oh, where's
Mm.
Acacia?
Argarthia
Past
is
the mountain range.
Yeah,
Yeah,
past the
it's
mountain
literally
range.
just
Ah,
past
okay,
that
this is a
mountain
couple.
range.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Alright, that's fine.
Yeah, who cares
I
about
don't
those
think there's
fucking
any
dirty
kingdom I
Argarthians?
need to visit down there, right? There's not a known kingdom or anything down there.
Nah, they're all
Okay.
doing their own thing. Who cares about them?
How much money do we owe, John?
For 3 months, you owe 900 gold.
Okay, I will take that off the party thing.
Yeah, so while we're on the VOD, before we close it out, any declarations of what you would like to do next session? Meet up with Natalia, report
Yeah.
your findings. What else? Do you have any specific plans on what to do? Or
Are there anything new on the adventure board over those 3 months?
there probably will be. Expect there to be some high-level creatures if you want to fuck with them.
Yeah. Because I mean, we are a little bit low on funds.
Yeah, I definitely want to fuck with some things. I'd fuck with things.
We do have 2 sapphires we can look at selling still.
Yep.
Or just keep them for spells, right? 'Cause-
Yeah, but it's probably going to be a very long time before I'm going to be using sapphires as a spell component. Those are pretty much like mostly 7th circle and up spells that start using those like high components. So it's going to be a little bit for me.
Gotcha.
Depending on how things go with talking with Natalia, obviously we are looking at like what our rewards were going to be. I was going to broach, hoping maybe I could gain resources or something for some spell research
Okay.
at some point. And I can think more on specifically the spells I wanted to research. I know I kind of wanted to do some things that are spells like sort of already in existence, but I don't necessarily have access to as a wizard. So figuring out a way
Ooh.
to kind of mechanically do a similar sort of thing with wizard, because it's like psychic magic that I'm looking at,
I
but being able to
might
do it as a wizard.
ask Natalia if she knows if her wizard friend might be able to protect me from the elements of fire and send me then back.
Of course you can for a price.
Maybe that could be a favor we just did the work we just done for Natalia. Maybe.
I mean, I don't think we've procured that much favor.
Probably not.
What you've done has earned you the ability to ask for it. And they will.
It's
The
probably
wizard
won't
will
kill
do
me
it.
for asking.
The wizard will do it for compensation.
We'll see what
For
that'll be.
price.
What a prize.
The thing, like, it will also, of course, be like protect me from there and stuff like that.
I've given you experience for the session, and well, I think that's enough information for me to prep. You guys can type in the chat if there's anything else that comes up. But if that's it, I think it's a good point to shut the
Plus
stream
one
down.
natural armor is pretty nice.
Only other thing, John, I
Hmm.
might be looking into is contacting my family to see if they are involved in anything that's happening.
And to the south?
Yeah.
Sure. I will
Don't
plan for that.
think it'll be
And
that one.
yeah, I'll cut the stream here. GG's.
Not that